battle. Freight elevators fight back. In the wild, this mild beast must fight for every crate it carries. Every haul is a test of strength, of survival, quantum jumps, and lots of screenshots. This is Argo Raft The Hunt / The Haul. We haven't decided a name yet. Also, it's a documentary. An eternal sun shines over the Stanton system. Space is limitless. Distances are large. And the lawful system of Stanton is the breeding ground for cargo ships. Painted in industrial orange with the subtle elegance of a lunchbox bolted to a forklift, the Argo Raft is a beast of burden. Rafts spend 3/4 of their life cargo hauling. They can even sleep while hauling cargo. Commonly a solitary hauler, they are simple, rugged, and unyielding. But survival in the unforgiving world of resource drive is no easy task. Here, only the cunning and those in low-pop servers survive. Danger lurks at every quantum jump. Interjecting pirates are a constant threat. Rafts have learned how to survive the perils of pirates, but every now and then a young raft gets pinged by the hunters. This youngling has lost its way from the outpost, and while searching for quantum marker, it catches the attention of a preying corsair. With only 2 size 1 guns, battling and winning in this situation is impossible for the raft. To avoid certain death, the young raft flies low, trying to stay away from the corsair's radar. It cleverly hides in the shadows. But the corsair has sensed its presence and fancies a chance for an easy meal. It slowly approaches the low hills in SAM mode with its guns at the ready. When confronted by impossible odds, Raft has evolved subtle tactics. When everything else fails, Raft uses its final defense and the wisdom of ancient haulers. It plays dead. Seeing nothing to loot, the hunter loses interest and leaves the raft alone, thinking it dead. The young raft endures to live another day of hauling. This is the dance of survival. Further threats come not with weapons, but with scale. Massive cargo leviathans like the C2 can dwarf the raft's entire day's work in a single run. In the cargo ecosystem, size often dictates dominance. Unlike its more flamboyant cousins, the trotting Taurus and the flying Caterpillar, the raft doesn't boast of speed or agility. No, its strength lies in something far more ancient: reverse cargo grid and a perfectly positioned tractor beam. In the recent times, Raft has also developed a symbiotic relationship with the Atlas. The Atlas silently lives on the raft's cargo grid and in return loads up the cargo for the raft with blistering speed. Their matching color is a testament of how in cargo hauling it's not the size but the mutual benefit that matters. At the dawn of the resource drive hauling season, rafts from different parts of Stanton pile into the selective outposts for corundum, tungsten, and copper. The commodities are abundant, but the freight elevators have been picky in nature. Only 3 rafts can receive their deliveries at one time. This causes dominance of the raft tribes and stipulates hauling in packs. At the moon of Calliope, a myriad collection of rafts have overtaken the outpost. While there is safety in numbers, it also gives the younger rafts of the tribe to be playful and have some good time with their cousins. The elders of the tribe are wiser and are aware of the dangers. Bigger numbers also mean the hunting ground for larger predators. Being gentle by nature, rafts are not known for aggressive behavior. However, the tribes protect their own if an outsider approaches the outpost. Bigger and meaner ships circle around the outpost, waiting to dive in and grab a freight elevator. But with so many rafts together, who will dare to pounce? A C2 Hercules braves and tries to get closer to a pad. Rafts are quick to respond and close the space before the heavy C2 can even have a sniff of the landing pad. That was a quick response, and even the C2 is surprised at the agility of the mild demeanor rafts. Rafts flare their engines and make it clear that today they mean business and this outpost belongs to them. The rafts are jovial at this small victory. After all, it's not every day that these flying bricks get to have an upper hand. While the young ones are jubilant, the elders are absorbed in conversation. This is the time for them to talk about their favored freight lanes, new components, and if they might get another sibling by Argo soon. Hauling continues in harmony. Most of the times, rafts can haul side by side as long as no one upsets the hierarchy. A gatecrasher has its sights on the only working freight elevator, and for the Alpha raft, that's grounds for a fight. In the sparse orbit above Calliope, where dust clouds drift like ancient ghosts, we witness a rare and dramatic event, a territorial challenge. We will return after this short message. What's in your blood? Watch the next video ad-free thanks to our sponsor Crux. Conditions don't apply on YouTube ads.
I walk in the meadow. I breathe it in. This world has given a lot to us. Time to give back to this world. But some just never give back. For those, the solution. Stop littering, or someone, somewhere, somehow will get littered.
Issued in public interest by Macrotech.
We now return to Argo Raft, the hunt. The Alpha Raft, a dominant male of the trade lanes, has held this outpost for several days, piling up multiple tier rewards. But today, this wise old grunt is being challenged by a younger raft. Wearing the flashy new skin, this youngling is strong, energetic, and hungry for glory. The youngling's posture is unmistakable, landing gear down, thrusters pulsing with latent energy. It poses the challenge. The Alpha Raft responds in kind. Cargo clamps lock tight, engines flare. This will not be a haul. This will be a duel. The landing pad becomes the battlefield. Other rafts retreat to let the challengers battle it out. High above, vultures begin to circle, waiting with cold patience, eager to pick clean the wreckage when one goes down. They face each other, cockpit to cockpit, hull to hull. Engines growling at low idle, they measure each other up. And then, in fraction of a moment, they clash their buffer stops. This is the most primal of contests in raft culture, the push. These reinforced docking prongs, designed for secure cargo transfers, now serve a far more primal function, a mechanical clash for dominance. They retract. The Alpha Raft feels rattled. Has he misjudged this young challenger? Time for a reassessment. With a top speed of 145 meters per second and a mass of over 100,000 kilograms when unloaded, the force behind each push is immense. The objective is simple: outpush, outthrust, and force the opponent into submission. The young raft is indeed powerful. The Alpha Raft resists, but age has dulled its forward thrust. Engines grind, retro thrusters flare, but it is not enough. One sudden surge and he's forced off the pad. This is a huge upset and the Alpha Raft tumbles and lands hard on the rocky terrain below. The young one descends in pursuit, eager to finish the fight. Alpha Raft regains footing, slowly, but now the terrain has changed. The lock buffer stops again, but this is not a landing pad, this is rugged ground, uneven, unpredictable, the natural habitat of the old. The Alpha Raft steadies itself on the jagged surface, using rock and ridgeline for traction. The young raft is finding it hard to grip the surface as it rushed into the push. Its sleek frame slips on the loose stone, its balance falters. The Alpha Raft pivots a masterstroke, and with a forceful broadside slams the youth into low-gravity atmosphere. For the younger raft, this was an amateur mistake. Its back thrusters fire wildly, but too late. This is the most embarrassing of defeats. Belly up, landing gear twitching like a turtle in zero-G. The duel is over. The Alpha Raft hovers victorious. In the wild freight lands of Stanton, youth are fast, but experience endures. Rafts have endured a lot. Their ancestors could only carry 96 SCU in 3 boxes of 32 each. Even the evolution into 192 SCUs was not without its broken and misaligned cargo grids. Once an ignored relic of the cargo ecosystem, the Argo Raft has found a new life with the arrival of the resource drive season. What was once overlooked is now a dominant force among the hauling species, perfectly adapted to the shifting tides of demand. The golden era of the raft has arrived. Somewhere in the digital heavens, its unseen dev gods must surely be smiling.
All right,
All right.
welcome everybody. We are here with the Crux Cup, the Cargo Olympics live. What a great intro! That was some great work from Lens Nation. First time I've seen that, but the tale of the Argo raft out in the wild. So I am here in the commentators booth with Lens Nation. Go ahead, tell us a little bit more about what your content is, where people can find you.
Oh, well, I gotta say, the show is over. Go home, guys. This is it. Thank you, thank
The
you. This was
raft
a
one.
surprise. Yeah, the raft won. C2s can all park now. This was a surprise. This was a very cool surprise, Echo. Thank you so much. And it also meant a lot more because the flights that you saw in the end, where the formation flying, there was the Blue Crusader craft that was Echo leading. And also when they take over landing ground, there was also Echo, the Blue Crusade, the Blue Raft on the ground, and all of the people there, all of the rafts, they were all Southern Cross Alliance members. Astromatic in the chat, he was there. We had a lot of friends that they come help us out making this machinima. So thank you, Echo. This was very, very nice. Well, that's where you can find me on YouTube. I love creating Star Citizen machinima, and I will try to pronounce that moon's name correctly the next time. No promises. Don't ask me to do it right now.
All right. Also commentating just below here is Papa Juggernaut. You want to talk to us about where people can find you, PJ?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Race Day. I am loving to be here. Lens Nation, thank you so much for putting that video together. Like Red, I had never seen that before. There were better days when I had never seen that before. Anyways, to see the life of a raft and to see how Argo creates these wonderful creatures who, again, I think they look like tardigrades now. When you showed it flipped over playing dead, I was just like, that's a tardigrade. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
But that was absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic. So
To
thank you
me,
very
it
much
felt
for
like
that
a
introduction.
rhino, though. Don't you see a rhino or a hippo in it? Like that's what I see.
No, now I see a tardigrade, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. We're here for the Cargo Olympics. This is going to be a great day. I'm looking forward to this. For anybody who wants to find me online, you can find me on YouTube, Twitch, Discord, Blue Sky, Threads, and other Instagram, all kinds of things. Anyways, I'm looking forward to today. And last but certainly not least, because she was leading the raft pack, is the one and only Echo Bit.
Hello, Enzo Racing Presiding Officer, VTuber, Professional Racer Extraordinaire, at your service, here to deliver you Cargo Olympics, the very first one, added to the Crux Cup. What a way to close out the year with such an epic organization scale race. Hope you're all excited and looking forward to today's race.
Awesome. So for those who haven't been around, haven't heard about this before, it's the first time we're doing this, but the Crux Cup Cargo Olympics is for a group of friends to haul as much SCU from station to station around the systems of Star Citizen. The race is made up of actual trade routes with commodities with a cheap buy-in cost and good return on investment, but with a focus on the loading and unloading skill and speed of cargo during the race. So do you want to talk about some of the rules, PJ?
Yeah, absolutely. So a really exciting event is about to happen here for everybody that's watching us live on Twitch. This is a full combat comment. Oh, sorry. No. We should talk about the race. This is a non-combat race. The race is non-combat. Commentary, full combat. The race is non-combat. The race teams are not permitted to engage in PvP with any other competitors, nor can they recruit external help to fight other racing teams on their behalf. C2 Hercules Starlifter is the only ship permitted to haul cargo across space in this year's Cargo Olympics. Next year, who knows? Teams are 3 players max, 1 team per org, so everybody's going to get their fair representation. And they have 1 active C2 Hercules per team. The race teams can choose any region and shard that they like before the start of the race. Teams must buy commodities ahead of the race, bought and stored at each route's freight elevator, ready to call up and load on arrival during the race. There are no restrictions on ship modifications, with the exception that no related commodities inside or attached to the ship before the start of the race. Your cargo ship, your being the racers, otherwise if you're doing this in chat, good for you. Your cargo ship and instant hangar must start empty of any commodities related to the competition. This will be verified by the Anzia Racing official that is with you. Regeneration, totally okay. Reclaiming your hauling ship or retrieving a spare hauling ship is also okay, as long as the ship is retrieved with an empty hold. Lens, how does this thing start?
It'll start just like any other Crux Cup race, which is 3, 2, 1, go, and the race goes green. And when we say go, that's when the teams are good to press the button on the freight elevator. Now, just to explain, what happens is that the teams will start in their hangar with the C2 ready to load, but the freight cannot be there. But the freight can be ready in the freight elevator to be called up. So when we say go, that's what happens. The teams can call the freight, and then they need to load all the cargo inside the C2's cargo hold. Well, you can't use the auto load, but you can use the Atlas. You can use your tractor beams. You can use any. You want to pick up those 32 SU container boxes and carry them? Do it, no problem at all. No restrictions there. But there will be a race official from NZIA with every single team. We will watch you that you're not cheating, you're not doing anything out of the ordinary. It needs to be a level playing ground. So you load all the boxes inside the cargo. You don't have to attach it to the cargo grid. You can just throw it here and there if you want to in the C2. No problem at all. We have no limit on how much you can load. It's up to the teams how much they want to load. The scoring will be given on 1 point per correct commodity SCU delivered at the correct route destination. There are 3 different destinations that need to do quickly. Terra to Pyro at Dudley's and Daughters, back to Magnus, and from Magnus to Terra. 3 delivery points, 3 places where they need to pick up the freight and load their C2. So we will see that in the next 2 hours. The bonus points will also be awarded if you are the first one to reach a destination. But those numbers go down as you become a later team to arrive. That's more like Formula 1 point system. So teams are aware of that. We will also talk about it during the race. So your race will end when the final route of the cargo, when you are at the final destination and the final SCU of you from your team has been sent down. This is a fixed race, a fixed time limit race. It's not a fixed race. Maybe it is, I don't know. This is a fixed time limit. It's a fixed time limit of 2 hours. Of course, it's been rigged by the Argo Raft people. So that's everything very quickly. Back to Red.
All right. So we're going to talk about what the prizes are. So we got a handful of teams out here competing today, and they are jousting out here for a great selection of prizes provided by our sponsors, Cloud Imperium Games, Anzia Racing, and other community sponsors. So the first place team is going to win 3 Argo Rafts, 3 Argo MPV UVTs, and 3 Argo Atlas vehicles, 1 for each team member. And I got to tell you, that seems like a sponsored bit for Argo. Second place team, they're getting the 3 Argo MPUVTs and 3 Argo Atlas's vehicle, same as the first place minus the raft, and again 1 per team member. And then third place, they're gonna get 3 Argo Atlases and 3 max lift tractor beams. So at least getting in those hauling trades. So we have a secret cargo sponsor video coming up here. Let's go ahead and get that before we go into the race teams.
Oh, wow.
We have a psychotic spaceship dealer, also interested in cargo hauling, shipping ships. Hope you enjoy this one.
Are you bored of the slow grind of delivery? Well, then you need to get yourself a... No, it. Too late. We'll dub it in. Why is it so cold here? Here you go, ma'am. Another happy and amazed customer.
Awesome. So with that, we have it's 9 teams right now. We've got one that might be on the Do Not Show, but let's talk about who our current teams are competing in today's Crux Cup Cargo Olympics.
I gotta say, just The videos today are absolutely incredible. Normally, I prep the crap out of commentary. I've got all of my documentation ready to go. I know exactly what's going to happen. Echo and I have had conversations. I didn't know anything about these videos, and I'm so glad to see them drop. This is really beautiful demonstrations of creativity. Thank you to everybody who's making these, except for Lens. Up next, so we're going to talk about our race teams. So let's talk about our race teams. We've got, as Red said, we've got many teams. First up is going to be Phoenix Tri-Industrial Logistics. This is going to be staffed by the legendary Sergeant Griff, Gizmo, and Carnage 124. Love the logo, and of course the beautiful C2 there in the background. Up next, we have the famous racing team, which many of you may be familiar with, Omega Aerosports. You have heard their name in previous editions here of the Crux Cup series. Today's racers are, it's Smithy. Love that. Smithy, the team captain, joined by AC3 and Jasta Fox. Looking forward to seeing these guys. I know this team well, and I'm looking forward to seeing them do an amazing job. And then we also have Hexadian Racing, which is Arcavos, Naldwax, and Neon 89. There we go. That's the name I was looking for. Great industrial logo, by the way. Really like that. So those are our first three teams. Red, who else do we have?
Next up, we have Frontier Consolidated, a staple in the racing community, led by Can Food, S4 Sausage, and Jersey DV8. Beyond that, we have Altima Energy. You guys might have seen them around. That is led by Sigelian with Randprint and Bite Sized Hobbit coming in there. And we do have one other team, Space Sharks. They are likely a no-show, but we've got the Space Sharks at least during practice represented. So one Krusty Sock, Raithumai, and Sabus Actual from that team.
And our last three teams are Tetris Box Slingers. That's a
Great name.
very, very clever name. They're associated with the Test Squadron. I'm pretty sure looking at that logo. Welcome back, Test Squadron. I love it. And then they're calling them Test Tris Box Slingers with Renee, Mona Lisa, and the Midnight Bard. I've seen these names, definitely. And then we have a race team, which we all fear.
Wait, real quickly. I'm going to go out on a limb and think that it's not Mona Lisa. It's probably Moon Alice. Just guessing.
Well, it's
Just putting that out there.
Calliope things happening.
Calliope. All right.
If
we got
the
racers to
moon
get
can
to.
if the moon can be Calliope, that's Mona Lisa. So here we go. Jacodin in Sanguis Luna, we have Jacodin, Dynitesman, and Cyber Spawn. And after Sanguis Luna, we have Auric. Auric is here with their beautiful logo with teammates Denverus. Okay, how do I say this? Unisomnia and Dawn Hawk 14. PJ, go ahead and correct me.
That was great. You did well, sir. Your English is coming along so beautifully.
You've gotten a gold star, One Station.
All right, gold star.
Okay.
No. Sorry. If I give it to you, it's a black and yellow star. But whatever, it's fine.
Before we go into the second sponsor video, can we come to this main streamer screen, please, Echo? Because I gotta show you something. I changed clothes. I'm wearing the merch. Yes. I had to show this off. Yes, I was wearing the hoodie. I was gonna change it, and then I just had to do it. Hey, guys, this is the time. Go ahead, PJ. Come on. Put the command in.
What do we do? All you got to do, everybody, is exclamation merch in the chat. You can pick up your own Anzia Racing merch, just like you see these beautiful commentators wearing.
What jersey are you wearing, PJ?
The Crux.
I've got my luxury GP, of course.
Nice. I've got the 24-hour Crux Cup with the M50 and my number on there, my org logo on the other side. Looking good.
I got things. I got logos and stuff. It's all luxury.
Yeah, right here.
We're good in the verse. This is
For Red, the 24 hours never finish.
Yeah, no, I woke up at 3 a.m. that day to get on my side. So
there you go.
All right.
All right. We can now go to another secret sponsored video. Let's.
All right, here we go.
Probably shut up. There's racers that need to get going.
Supporting this event. Introducing to you the Red Legion organization.
They call it Space space dads like it's a bad thing. But we don't just mine, salvage, and haul cargo. We train, we optimize, we build community, and we push the limits of large-scale industrial operations. We show up to do the job, leaving the drama and ego behind. The Space Dads aren't a fraternity, it's a state of mind. Join the Space Dads. Join the Red Legion. Join the
Wow.
Space Dads.
Yes, good job, sir. Well, I have to say this. Since I started playing Star Citizen, Red Monster's name has been synonymous with mining. And you've been true to your name. Awesome. Awesome job. Thanks for everything that you've done for the community.
Wow,
Yeah,
appreciate
I
that.
know everybody could hear Red talk about his own org, but I will tell you about Red's org. This is a fantastic group of people who all get together on a regular basis, frequently in a week. They go through, you will learn everything industrial that you want to learn. So for anybody here in chat that is watching live, or if you're watching the VOD later, definitely check out Red Legion. You're going to learn a lot about blue collar work here in the verse, and it's a heck of a lot of fun.
Yeah. And part of the reason why I was so excited for this event specifically, I know we were trying to field a team for this. It didn't end up working out, but we have folks that are supporting for observing, as well as, myself commentating. So this is, we see other races that are speed throughout a consolidated track. This is just pure cargo loading, Tetris mastery, and everything. And we've got our racers ready to load up. They are just biting at the bit. So Lens Nation, let's lead us in as we get the countdown ready.
We'll be very happy to do that. One thing I gotta say, I know, hey, this is your time, haulers, to be ready to go while I just rant about a few things. This race has taken most amount of officials to organize. Echo, Anzia Racing, and the team, we have put on a lot of effort to organize this, to keep it fair, to make it interesting and fun for everybody, people who are watching in the chat, people who are competing in it. Every team has an official who will be with them. We have stream coming from every single team. Hopefully we'll remember who is with which team, and we will be telling you guys what's going on. Okay, so when we start, there will be a coordinated race launch between the event and the live stream staff, similar to how we did it in the Stellar and the 24 hours. It will be triggered by the race director Noise Maze, and he will give us a sign the races are in position and ready for it. So this race will go for 2 hours, right? At the end of 2 hours, whichever team has scored more points will win. That will be the final score.
Looking forward to this. This is going to be a heck of a lot of fun. We're sitting here watching live right now as the teams are ready to go. We've got our max lift tractor beams pointed at doors. As Len said earlier, this is a fixed race. Nope, sorry, fixed time race. That's what I meant. It is a fixed time race, so we're looking forward to that. But as Len said, there is a lot of staff that goes into making this happen because the teams are all over the place. The teams are in different regions, they're in different shards, they're in different physical locations in the game. So there is a lot that goes into the prep and planning of this race. So for Echo, Lens, myself, Red, we are really, really getting excited for this to launch. We did have one crash. The teams are ready to go. We did have one official crash, so we're waiting for them to get back in the game. And as soon as that happens, this race begins. This is going to be a heck of a lot of
Yeah, I
fun. And
just
as
wanna-
AC3 just said in the chat, the haulers make the best racers.
Let's
we
go.
are, I
I just
think
want to point out
we
to
are
everyone
getting
watching
started.
that you're able to see who we're watching in the bottom left. Oh, here we go. Here's our launch.
Beautiful.
Here we go.
EJ, you want to talk about the staff that we have supporting the event today? Get us started with that.
Staff is a whole lot of unpaid volunteers who just love not only this game, but also Anzia Racing, the incredible events that they put on, and the wonderful fun that gets to be had when we have this sort of creativity in game. So looking forward to this. As I said, all of our live stream staff, we just went through that list, but our race directors today are Noise Maze and Tint. Most of you will recognize them from the many normal racing events that Anzia puts on, but those two are going to be our race directors today, and we are getting updates from Noise Maze, in fact, right now in Discord, and starting is commencing, so the countdown continues. Who do we have for our observation officers?
Yep. So Wellstar, that we've seen around, he is observing Phoenix Tri-Industrial Logistics. We have Astromedic, who's observing the Omega Aerosport sports team. Knox Vardine, who's observing Hexadian Racing. Canadian Maverick will be on Frontier Consolidated. Czech Leak will be Ultimate Energy. Zollner on the Space Sharks. Kirby with Testris Boxslingers. Eurotruck with Sanguis Luna. And Regular Citizen observing Auric. As well, we're going to have Oleg Lime on board with Sanguis Luna as a dedicated camera operator. Now,
Love that.
again, you did mention this is one race that's going to be unique. It is a timed event, but it's not happening on the same server. Right?
Oh, yes, that is very important. Yes.
Different
yes.
regions and shards based on what each team is able to do. The observers on board with them are validating numbers as they go, but this is not something that's happening head to head in the same instance, the same server. So we'll watch out for that. And yeah, we see these wonderful angles as they're going to be loading.
30 seconds. You know, it's funny you talk about angles when we're staring at the ramp of a ship. Sometimes those angles are such a pain in the butt because they're pointed at rocks or you know, they're suddenly levitating above the ground. But here we go. We've got the angles that are going to make this or break this race. We can see teams. I love the enthusiasm. We've got this thing ready to go.
That's me, all right.
7, 6,
I am with Ultimate Energy.
4,
Good luck.
3, 2, 1.
Go! Love this.
All right, they're bringing those elevators up. Now, this actually happens to be one of the best patches we've seen for cargo moving because of the changes to the tractor beams. They're now a lot more responsive, and you see those just flying right off the track. Most folks are using the max lift to get these, and you see the large 32 SCU boxes. So they're getting things aligned. We do see the Atlas in position, and yeah, that gentleman on the ramp there is in the danger zone.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
That's a 32 SCU Cargo Olympics. That's gonna happen quite a lot. Some teams will just throw them around. There's C2.
Yeah.
In the chat though, Binder Over and SC Hollers, they're talking about they found out about this race later. Guys, this is gonna happen next year again. So note it down, and we would love to have you guys come back next year.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will give some commentary. Red is not the only industrial player on the commentary booth today. I have been a dedicated diehard industrial player of this game from the day I got started. The person who got me into Star Citizen was a hauler. I fell in love with the game loop immediately, and I do want to remind everybody, especially when it comes to hauling, regardless of what your girlfriend told you, size does matter. So you're going to see these 32 SKU boxes that are going to potentially make or break the scoring in this race. So they've got to load these things fast. The max lift tractor beams, the Atlas, the Atlas tractors, all of these things are going to be doing what they need to do to get as much cargo in the storage area as they can, and not necessarily locked to the cargo grid. As we talked about earlier in our description, unsecured cargo is okay. So if you throw stuff in here and it's banging around, the risk you take is damage to your ship. The win you take is when you've got the biggest boxes.
Yeah. Hello to Arkin in the chat.
Yeah. We see that top area on the C2. You can get two 32 SU boxes up on top of each other, but in the front, you can only go 3 boxes wide and 2 tall. The problem is on the left and right corners there, the interior of the C2 kind of collapses down on the sides, and you've got a very, very tight clearance. So getting that front bit put together in place is going to be critical to make sure you can get the full 6 32 SU boxes, and then everything else going towards the back. You could do sideways. We see them stacking them in long ways right now. And, you know, that Atlas is great to get boxes off. You know, it kind of has the pick and place mode that snaps them around. Really saves your scroll wheel finger, which is a really big issue that we've run into. And, these folks, as they try and get that lined up. Now, there is an area, just as we observed from here, where Smithy Pie is standing. That's actually free of a cargo grid to snap on, but you could fit probably at least 2 of the 32 SU boxes in that area off of the cargo grid in front of the elevator. So it's one to observe and watch out for. We just, yeah, you see Smithy stacking them in there like a stack of French fries.
Yeah, this is not worrying about the grid in this particular case. They are trying to get as much as they can in there. And I will say that while some of this, if you guys are not typically haulers or you don't watch a lot of hauler content, maybe on Twitch or YouTube, when you see them throwing these boxes, that's normal. That is the way that you're going to find probably the best efficiency. They're moving things quickly. They've got a team to put them in the positions that they want. They're daisy chaining their work. This is really the way that this is supposed to go. But to answer the question in chat, as Lens did, each team can do it however they need to. They're going to have their preferences. They're going to have their way of doing things, the way that they're, probably used to doing them when they're not racing live on Anzia Racing's Twitch channel. So you're going to see different strategies as we go from team to team. But absolutely, this kind of tossing strategy, that's a very common thing.
This was the test race. Oh, I don't know. We switched. I think we were previously watching. Yeah, this is the test with the test team, test squadron team. They are doing pretty good. Also, there was one cool thing that we tried when we were practicing for it. Initially, the plan was for us to participate as well as a team from Top Hanger team. There was one thing that we tried because there are three. Initially, Echo announced there will be 4 team members. Now there are 3. Initially there were 4.
Hang on. This is hysterical. I think Herbie is trying to find the elevator. Whatever we were just
yeah,
watching.
he was trying to do that. Yeah.
Herbie,
I was about to.
Herbie is on starboard side.
That was great. He's sitting there looking.
Why
Why
doesn't
doesn't
he
it?
There we go.
It just opened
There
for
we go,
him.
Herbie.
For the record, this was not one of our participants. This was one of our observers who got lost trying to find the C2 ramp. Now they're taking the elevator up and down because that's free of the workspace. And if you've done coordinated cargo hauling at all, you know how much of an occupational hazard it is being in the way. These boxes barrel you over very quickly, causing injury and maybe incapacitating players. So. Yes. They're trying to be very careful about that.
Ultima Energy has around 6 boxes to go at this stage, but they're kind of trying to organize inside the cargo hold. What I was going to say is initially Echo said there will be 4 team players. So actually one team player was absolutely free. So what we did was we all tried to dedicate one person just to load from the front. So because just like you guys were talking about, it's very hard to load the front of the C2, and but now the team members are only 3, so that definitely changes the whole thing. But there was a strategy that you open both the ramps of the C2 and try to push in the front 6 boxes from the front, because there's definitely enough time if you can really do that properly well, and then manage the rear from the one side. But different strategies. This is easy to get into, but very hard to master. Some really cool strategies. Like 2 hours you have. There are 3 different destinations you have. Do you want to not just load the whole C2 and waste time there and just maximize how fast you can load as much of the cargo, go and try to reach all 3 destinations? Or do you want to maximize everything?
I mean, it's I like to use the 95% rule when I'm talking about industrial efficiency, right? If you can get 95% of your maximum capacity, that 5% to get all the way up to 100, it's going to cost you almost twice as much effort for that first 95, right?
Yes.
You're going to have to be very precise about those things. So we saw the cargo, the freight elevator there. It has 806 SCU. Just over 800. 896. So you can get 690 on the C2 just within the cargo grid, but you've got some extra space you can build in, and they're trying to maximize that. But like I said, that 95% rule, if you can get 95% of the way full, you're gonna have some efficiency loss, but that's probably where you want to cut it off. Now,
yeah, I would agree
we're at
with
the
that as a
turret
hauler.
gateway. Go ahead.
The other thing is, one of the biggest issues that you have is you're going to lose time, you're going to lose cargo in travel. You can't load a box in space. So when you're on the ground, get what you can, maximize that time, and you're going to want to make sure that you are using that efficiently. But definitely that 95% rule is probably going to be a very smart guide for a lot of these teams if they utilize it.
Yeah.
Really, Red Legion should have participated, because But I see this growing definitely because I think next year you will come and even more orgs will like to participate into something like this.
Yeah. Next year,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
probably not going to be commentating because I'm going to be racing. Right, this is
Good.
exactly up
Good.
my alley.
Good. See if you
so-
recruit Lens. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I
So-
don't know.
Then they will
As
lose.
far as
What's
the
the
cargo-
point? Then they
As
will
far as
lose.
the cargo that we're running right now, so we have at the Terra Gateway, they're loading up quartz, right? So they're running that from
Yes.
Terra Gateway over to Dudley and Daughters. So they're delivering quartz to Dudley and Daughters, and then picking up hydrogen from Dudley and Daughters, and then bringing that back through the jump gate over to the Magnus Gateway in Stanton. So we start off at Terra. We're going to do a transit into Pyro, out to Dudley and Daughters to deliver, and then we're picking up the next set of gear. And here we see our first crew who's
There's
leaving
Luna.
their hangar.
Sanger's Luna.
Got a
Is it
departure
that?
here.
Wow. What?
Yeah.
Do we know? Did they fill the whole C2? Wow.
Yeah.
Or
That's
are they going with the maximum
I think
efficiency?
they
Like,
went
let's just-
cargo grid. I didn't see any unsecured cargo from them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they just.
So
They're
and we
going
see
for
they're
speed,
going.
not capacity, not a surprise from a team of racers. I'm very curious how this plays out across teams.
Yeah.
Well-
So they're heading off to Dudley's and Daughters right now in the Pyro system. So we're going to get to the Pyro Gateway. We're going to take that jump gate through, deliver, and then pick up at Dudley's and Daughters that hydrogen that's coming back through the gateway and ending up at the Magnus Gateway. Once they deliver at Magnus, they're going to pick up aluminum and then go from Magnus to Terra Gateways within the standard system. So that's an intersystem jump, but that's where we're going to see some teams potentially the transit out to Pyro. That's a lot of time, a lot of distance traveled. So you guarantee these guys they're going to have the quantum drives upgraded, or they're going to be in a rough shape for this.
Ultima is also getting ready to leave. They're ditching some of their cargo. They've loaded whatever they could have loaded, and they're also getting ready to departure. I think they've heard the commentary that Sangasuna have already left. Wow. What is the status of other teams? Very
I also,
curious.
while we get that information, I want to let everybody know the paint job that you're looking at right now on the C2. This is one of my favorite parts of the C2. Is there's a very nice livery selection available to you. You are staring at the Microtech version of the Resource Drive winning. This was the paint that was awarded when we did the Resource Drive here. And that is why you see blue and white for a team that is typically black and red. I'm very surprised they're not running the ArcCorp paint. There's also, I think there's a,
Mega
There's an
Aerosports in the
Arcop.
air with the Arcop paint.
There we
there
go.
we go. Yeah.
Who's Wolf with?
Mega
s-
Aerosports.
Oh, Wolf is also with the Mega Aerosports. Okay, understood. We have a couple of
So
cameras on
Omega
the Omega
Aerosports,
team.
for everybody's reference, Omega Aerosports is Smithy, AC3, and Jas the Fox.
Yep. And they have been practicing this for a while. We have seen Smithy doing this on his streams on Twitch, and they've been practicing. They've been trying to get good at this. So let's see what they do. So we know two teams have definitely started traveling, and I think Ultima will be leaving soon as well. They have already left. They have left.
Okay,
Here's
Ultima's
the
already on their
real-
way.
One of the real risks here is: do you take a direct line and risk hitting an interdiction trap, or do you do a slight dog leg and try to avoid any in-transit shenanigans? Because they are in different servers. Like, it's not one server that can just be camped out by pirates and stuff. But that is a risk when you're doing cargo like this. So
That's very true.
one thing I wish we could hear is the rattling that's going around in the, in
Yeah.
the cargo area of some of these ships with all those loose boxes, right? That's one of the risks. And thankfully, if you slam on the brakes, it doesn't mean that all of that cargo is going to come right through the front windshield, right?
It's not an 18-wheeler, yeah. that's right.
Yeah.
Do they ever fall off though? Like, have they ever fallen off for you in your experience of cargo hauling or mining?
As far as what I've seen, so Officer Astromedic has been consumed by a crate. Ooh. All right. Poor
Oh, no.
Astromedic on Omega Aerosports.
Oh.
So
There
when
it
it's snapped to the cargo grid, there's no risk there. It's pretty reliable. But things that are off cargo grid, I have seen them. You'll get some physics interactions, and it will eject something forcibly, but it is pretty rare. The most important thing, I think, it hasn't been it's been a couple of patches since I've seen it happen, but there have been times where object culling will just remove, like, after you get about 20 loose items, it had been taking those away. But I think that's actually been cleared up on the most recent patches.
That's good. And you also talked about the interjection. Is that back in the game? Because that used to happen quite a lot, but then it was just gone from the game.
Yeah, I've run into a couple of interdiction fields, and we see here our hauler coming right up to the jump gate. This is going to be great. Let's keep this camera on Oleg as they pass through, because one thing, if you haven't gone through the jump gate into between Pyro and Stanton, it is a cinematic experience. You got the soundtrack is just banging. Yep. They did a fantastic job on that. But yeah, I think the NPC interdictions, I have seen those within the last patch. It's pretty rare, but player interdictions are still a thing that could happen. The range is pretty limited as we head into the jump tunnel. All right.
There we go.
Encountering server error when entering Pyro Gateway. Oh boy. Okay. I mean, that's always the thing. That's always the thing, is you can bounce back from the gates if you don't hit it right. Servers can crash or encounter a significant lag or some sort of a loop when you get there. Yeah, it could be a big deal.
Well, Sangus are now lucky. They are having no glitch at all, so they're definitely traveling.
Thunderwolf
So
with
fast,
Omega.
That's
as they
Omega.
come up.
Yep. And let's see, where is Ultima? Because I can check it on the star map.
Yes, Ultima. We got a star map here from Chicklick.
Yes.
Almost at Pyro Gateway.
Getting there. Yep.
Excellent, excellent. Now, we don't have the typical overlay like we would for a tight race, because this is, we're spanning both star systems, and I gotta tell you, Echo, I'm looking forward to when we incorporate Nyx into this routine as well.
Oh yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah.
We get it next month. Of course it'll be in next year. We're going, like, every time Star Citizen increases its distance, we will string this longer and longer. Hopefully it doesn't become a monstrously long race, but we'll find ways to incorporate new systems every year.
There we see Sanguis Luna coming out on the other side of the Pyro Gateway. That is one of the other risks that you run here, is that when you come through that jump gate, I would say non-0%, which is higher than it should be anyways, non-0% chance that you get kicked back, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So
Yeah, I've had that happen quite a few times. Sometimes hauling, sometimes just doing some exploration, and you get all the way to the edge, and then you get thrown back into Stanton, and it's a real pain in the butt. But you still get through it. You got to reload, but for these teams, they don't have the luxury of doing that. So hopefully they can get things working correctly. Who is it? It looks like Ultima just jumped in. That's who Thunder.
No, that's Omega. That's Omega.
Omega.
Omega is
Yes,
going
Ultima
through.
coming up on the.
This
the
is it.
board.
Jack Leak is Ultima. Just
This
watching
is
those
Ultima.
folks in.
So Ultima is reaching, led by Sigalian, Bitesize Hobbit, and Randprint. Looking good.
And you see the sparks happening kind of at the rear of the ship there. That tells me they've got some loose cargo that is rattling around.
They do. They have a lot of loose cargo.
It's either that or they're getting shot at by somebody with a little pea shooter out there. But I believe that's going to be just the graphical effects from some of that loose cargo bouncing around.
That's what that is. I was a little bit worried they were throwing decoys or something. Thank God it's just the cargo vehicle.
This reminds me of Formula One cars. When they're driving on the tarmac and you see sparks flying through the floor. Have you guys seen those? This is exactly what that.
I know exactly. I know what this is. I've seen it before. This is when you have inexperienced pirates who are trying to take over your ship with a WoW blaster. And they're just, it doesn't work really well, but the visuals are fantastic.
Yeah. I was
Oh.
gonna say it reminds me of like the tin cans on the back of the just married vehicles and all that.
Right? Yes. Yeah.
Is the jump
Which
gate
way-
not opening for the Ultima? Looks like
I
It had to
it's just
close.
opening.
They
Closed.
came
It's just-
in
yeah.
after a
yeah.
queue. Yeah.
Something.
Their timing was a little off on this one.
Wow.
There we go.
Okay,
you can-
it's struggling. Like it. Oh, here we go.
So you can see if
Finally.
you're the one who initiates the jump
There's
gate
a box.
Oh, and there's a box.
There's a box.
We're losing a box. It's going
Towing
through.
it behind them.
That's a
None shall
32 SCU of loss right there. Is this the championship over for Ultima with those 32 SCUs?
It's 32
Every
SCU
box
in the
counts.
rear view.
Wow. Almost a haiku.
Oh.
Almost a haiku. Yes.
TJ gets his gold star for that one.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll be here
Yeah.
all hour.
Did they
Go
lose it?
DJ.
Did they lose it?
No, it's good.
Okay, I'm gonna
It's
check.
snatched back in. That's a bit of decent.
I'm also getting there. They're really struggling to get in the jump. Oh, they're
Hey,
they
hey,
got turned around.
G-Cube's got a good one. 32 SCU later.
Just kicking in with the
Juku's
Auric. Looks like they want to
hilarious.
pitch to Pyro Gateway. Hexagon Racing also in Pyro.
Oh wow.
On their way. Routing. Getting there.
that.
Phoenix.
Thanks,
It looks
Knox.
like they're in trouble. Sorting some stuff out. I'll see if I can get a race director update on that one. And let's go to Test. How's Test doing? Test and Pyro. They're speeding. Test is Newman.
Hey, you know what? Actually, let's solve that. We're having the wordsmith fun, as they're saying in chat, and you know, G Cubed was saying 32 SCU later. So preferences: SKU or SCU? What do you normally use?
SCU. I say SCU.
Yes, see you.
Really? Wow. Okay. Just seems like so many
Yeah.
extra syllables I don't need.
It is extra syllables, but you know, you talk about a SKU as far as like a product SKU, you know, product SKUs.
Yeah, I get
Stuff.
you.
Or you know, describing skewness from statistics. You know, it's left skewed or right skewed. I have a statistical background.
I was gonna say, I love that
so-
you think everyone else uses those words.
Yeah, no, I just it's a personal preference for me. But SCU seems to be the best balance. And you know what? It's more syllables, but it deserves more syllables.
Red Monster
I'll-
taking the extra mile to say the wrong thing.
Ultima
It's the right
is
thing.
going
It's the
to.
right thing.
Sorry, I'm just gonna. I have an update for you guys. Ultima is going back to the Pyro. Like the jump gate did not open for them. They've gone 24 kilometers away from the jump gate. I don't know. Are they gonna come back and retry this? Because the jump gate is just not working for them at all.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm Red. You might know if this is a possibility, and I have not spent a whole lot of time in 4.3.2. Could they not, since they have a ship and they're all in it, could they not reload each player until somebody is able to open the gate? Just somebody log out, log back in. As long as somebody's in the ship, it doesn't despawn, right?
Yeah, but part of the problem is if you're not in a ship and you log out, you're going to end up back at the previous station, right?
I'm saying they all are.
Unless, yeah, but the thing is, only the ship owner can bedlog and come back in, right? And they can't bedlog if there's another player in their ship, so they'd have to all disembark at the gateway station. The ship owner would have to bedlog or server log basically once the ship is landed. Now, I'm not sure if there's an issue here. It looks like Sanguis Luna on the C2, they're starting to get
completion.
unloaded. So yeah, we've got that.
And
Now,
Test also at D&D.
there has been issues storing your ship and all the cargo that was on it. This was at least in last patch. I haven't confirmed if it's happening in 4.3.2. But if you store the ship, all the cargo that was on there would disappear. Right? There's been
Yes,
issues
uh-huh.
that way.
I've seen that. Yeah, I haven't experienced it yet, but I've seen others have that problem.
Yeah.
Well, they went away like for 25 kilometers, then came back to the jump gate. I did not see the jump gate open, but the ship has disappeared for me. Can we check on checked leak? Oh wow, today is all about word games.
Let's have a look at check like. Oh,
So they
Ultima
are-
still in
oh,
quantum
they
here?
are-
On their way.
All
Where
right.
are they
And we
going?
see
They're still in Stanton
Sanguis
system?
Luna and Testris Box Slingers. Looks like they've both gotten to the next station.
Great.
So they're over at Dudley's and Daughters. They're going back to Terra Gateway. Is that because of a jump drive problem?
They're taking the scenic route. Could be a scenic route. See if you can message them, Lens, and see what's going on.
Yeah, I think they're going back to Terra. Something's gone wrong with the Ultima. I'll ask them.
Understood.
Maybe somebody will respond.
Here's one potential problem that they may have run into. Okay, so when you are outfitting your ship and going for the faster quantum drive here, right? It's the TS2 for the C2. When you swap your quantum drive, it also has an attached jump drive, but you have to remove the jump drive first. It's in a separate tab in your vehicle manager. If you don't remove it first, that jump drive disappears, right? And you bring in a quantum drive without a jump drive. So they may have gotten up to the gate and realized that the jump drive was not attached, right?
Well, Stegalian is saying,
Oh,
sorry to interrupt
yeah.
you, he's saying that he's unable to get the jump point to trigger. The jump point opens as we saw, but it just doesn't let the ship in.
Yeah, so that could be because the jump drive, the quantum drive got switched out, but the jump drive didn't come with it. They need to go back and find an extra jump drive. Now you can do that at the Pyro Gateway, or they may have it back at the starting Terra Gateway. So that is
Wait a minute,
that's
but
a lot
Red-
of time spent.
I think I read if they were able to trigger the gate, that means they have a jump drive, right?
So we saw when they were trying to trigger it, it wasn't the angle, like it wasn't from their ship that you saw that beam of light,
Oh.
you know, the kind of that light orb.
Yeah.
There was another ship there that triggered it. So what may have happened is they got there at the same time as somebody else did. That person was able to trigger the jump gate and get it to open, but because they don't have a jump drive installed,
Oof.
it's guessing. Somebody else triggered it, but when you are the one who triggers it, that orb of bright light that shoots out from the nose of your ship, you don't really see it. It kind of it just it's a ball that gets smaller as it goes away. But that's perspective. We watched it shoot from another ship to activate. So you can't even do the quantum, you know, the jump tuning
Yep.
if you don't have that jump drive installed. So you got to go back and sort that out really quick, and that's one of the main reasons why people run into this problem. So we'll have to see how
We'll see,
that, you know, if that ends up being.
Yep. So let's
It's,
jump on other teams for
Aura
the time
and
being, I
Hexagon
reckon.
Racing right now. They're coming right into Dudley and Daughters right at the same time. It's neck and neck. I think Auric have got it in the bag here for this battle.
I will tell you, as both a hauler and an explorer, sometimes I really just enjoy watching the dot get closer to the destination. It's so relaxing.
Right.
That's the gameplay. That's the
it's-
peak gameplay.
I think that, like, along with, you know, the DVD kind of corner bouncy icon, you know, when the logo finally bounces right into the corner, you know. Anybody else? I probably
oh
explained
yes,
that
no.
terribly.
I'm reliving the moments. Yeah, anytime you
Very
see just
poetic.
those perfect moments or those perfect fails, it's just that's one of the things I love best about this is you can explore the
So-
verse, make money. Hauling is absolutely my favorite game loop, just because of all the things that it lets you do, and it's very relaxing.
So I've got some inside information. I pinged Bite Size Hobbit on the Ultima Energy crew and asked if it was a problem with a missing jump drive. She said it was there when we left and it's not working. So something went wrong with the ship. Their cargo grid was also extremely off while they were loading the ship. So we saw that 32 SCU box that was hanging out behind. They may have to go back and do a full reload if the ship is not happy, right? So that's what they're working on right now.
Also, I think Kelsar is going to be sponsoring the next prize pack with his 15 million AUEC of money over there. Kelsar got some bling. Great loading. Look at it. Great loading with the Atlas right here. This is the beauty of the Atlas, ladies and gentlemen. This thing can move boxes fast.
And you notice one thing here. The Atlas itself is not pivoting, not rotating at all. This is one of those pro tips for professional haulers that use the Atlas on a regular basis. If you hit Z while you're in the controls of that Atlas vehicle, it goes into free look mode. You are able to target and position in free look mode without rotating your Atlas, and it makes things so much more simple when you're trying to pick and place and do all of that. So obviously,
I don't know,
experienced haulers,
Red.
and this is perfect.
Well, one thing I don't know is that a bug or a feature?
It's a feature.
It's a
I
feature.
would say it's a feature.
And thanks to that feature, we were able to do the resource drive. Because if that wasn't there, oh my god, it was gonna be 100 times more harder to do that whole mission.
That is
And,
a beautiful
big-
freight elevator right there.
Round of applause for
Yeah.
the freight elevator. I've seen so many freight elevators where the back 2 or 3 rows are just inaccessible, but they load it up very efficiently. What you end up doing with these cargo loads is you want to set up a back wall that kind of backstops anything else you're getting put in. So make sure that the furthest back row on your hangar is good to go. It's set up both levels high, and then you should be able to just use it as a backstop. Put everything in front of it.
Interesting decision
Yep.
there that we just saw. The person who was going to trigger the elevator was also the person running the Atlas. I'm not sure if I would have wasted time with running. I might have assigned somebody else to that, but I don't know where the rest of their team is. But that was an interesting choice that might have cost a few seconds.
Maybe that
Yeah.
was just a call in the moment. Like they just made a call. Okay, you do it. Maybe they were occupied elsewhere. What is the? Yeah, I want to know. As Duncan's asking, what is the status of the test squadron? This is Omega. They're
Let's have
unloading.
a look.
This is
Oh,
okay.
they're unloading too. Here we
Okay,
go.
they're unloading too. Good. We have competition. We want to see competition. Beautiful skin.
I was going to say, is that the Draco skin or is that the Hurston?
I think that's the Hurston skin, and I will say the
So too.
Hurston skin itself is one of the I think one of the dumbest design decisions for the C2 because the entire top is like a nice dark, kind of that charcoal with a little bit of the gold trim, but the underside is McDonald's mustard yellow, right?
And the
And almost
problem is
entirely. You know what? As someone, I appreciate your personal color preferences, but if you wanted to tell me, that this was the Hurston Dynamics version of a black and gold ship, and you came in looking like Ronald McDonald was about to come down that back ramp, like get out of here. This is not sponsored, by the way. This is just my own personal opinion. But the Ronald McDonald paint skin for the Hurston, really just, you could have picked a better, like the base being the dark charcoal would have been so much better.
I will say, I would have preferred, as somebody who tries to do everything in a black and yellow. I love typically what CIG does with these colors. I was surprised that the entire underside of the C2 was yellow. I was like, wow, that looked lazy to me. Somebody just decided, shit, we got to launch this in a day. I'm done. And they just painted it. They sort of
Look at the dedication.
Photoshop.
Look at the dedication
yeah,
of that
I
horror.
know, right?
Look at that. Look at that, Daddy. That's Ray Gun doing breakdance moves right there for you guys.
Also, speaking
Here
of
we are
bright
loading
yellow
up the
things,
hydrogen.
yes, these cargo boxes are some of the best looking boxes in the verse because they're entirely bright yellow.
They go really well with that skin that we were just talking about. I have not seen the HD skin on the C2 so far, so no comments from me. By the way, there was a
I put it on the
message.
test
there-
stream, I think.
Yeah, I
Oh,
typically run it too. So anytime you watch me, whenever I'm live, then
I'll watch
yeah,
it.
I've typically got it painted on now, or I've got the Draco because that is supposed to be sort of like a yellowish green with some gold flecks. So it's
Yeah. By the way, Sangus Luna dropped 896 SCU. The message popped previously, and now we have Hex dropping
Hex at
544.
ooh, that's a low quantity. That's not even a full C2.
But
How
they're
did-
only 27 seconds behind Team Auric with theirs. So Sanguis Luna and Testris Boxlingers, they were 8 seconds apart. 8 seconds. And looking at what they've actually put together, let me refresh on the numbers. So Sanguis
Yeah,
Luna
we haven't-
896. We haven't seen Testris with their official SCU numbers yet.
Yep.
But yeah, just 8 seconds behind.
How much did you say C2 could carry?
696.
696 on the cargo grid, but if they've got the entire freight elevator loaded up, off-grid items, you're talking 896. which is the full elevator of 32 SU boxes. And you see French fries and the mustard, right?
Extremely efficient.
Now I'm just hungry,
Extremely
Red.
efficient.
Now I'm just hungry.
Sangusun has nailed this one.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of this. And, I think we're also witnessing, we've seen this a couple of times now, we're seeing some of the strange Star Citizen physics that occur when hauling. Sometimes one box can move a 100-ton ship. We've got things that are bouncing around. We've seen boxes despawn through the grids. This is kind of the risk you have when you're trying to stuff these things. You got to play with some physics that don't always agree. Genesis is not a thing, and when it is, it's only for visuals.
We don't have any update on the numbers on our scores yet. Okay, Ultima Energy, I have an update from Seg here. I think we're disqualified. I can't get anything working here. So, definitely issues. I'm on the Pyro Gateway and I'm on their shard, but I don't actually see their ship. So, I think they're still back on Terra. I'm not sure. Yep. They're still on Terra.
Yeah.
They're on Terra. Yep.
All right. Hex 330 SCU. So a 2-lift deposit. So one side, that was, they got one. That could have been because of the freight elevator with half of the back wall inaccessible, right? Test 896 SCU. Yeah,
they got an extra score. Were they ahead of Sangus Luna? You see, they got an extra scores, so that's probably for being the first.
I think Sanguis Luna was the first to arrive. Test with their 896 was a few seconds behind. So
but you see the score. If you check
I've
the
got the scores
scoreboard.
pulled up. The score is officially 80 points ahead.
Yeah. So.
All right.
I'm sure we will have an update from Noise.
880. There we are. Okay. OAS
Okay.
992. Omega with 992. Legendary there. Yeah,
Awesome
that with the extra puts them into a second place just behind Test Tris. So
wow.
an extra box or two.
We gotta have a look at what Testris is doing and what Omega we've been looking at. What is Testris doing? Amazing job there, guys. What a amazing performance.
They are the Testris masters.
When we're talking about the cargo hauling, that's what I enjoyed the most. When I loved to chain 3-4 different missions together and you have to juggle the boxes. One box goes here, the other box goes there, and you have to load them in a way that which is going to be unloaded first. That's my gameplay. I don't want to go heavy numbers. I just like 15, 20, 25 SCU, and doing that in the Zeus, the Zeus Clipper, I really enjoy that.
I just have to say, I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Zeus. Now,
no.
Calliope.
No.
If we had to go with a grammatical correction for Lens Nation throughout the day, I mean that's certainly not where I would, not the hill I would die on.
The pronunciation hill. The pronunciation.
It's very simple. You race your Zeus on the moon of Calliope.
Yes. Calliope. Yes.
Yeah, and everything Len
With
says is wrong.
Leviathan, with the Leviathans.
Okay, Leviathans. Yeah, that's the one.
Leviathan.
I was surprised you guys didn't pick on that. Like I was let down.
I wanted to. I just felt like it would derailed the conversation too much. So we saw
next month. I'm looking forward to. I just got to remind you. Next month we all get to look forward to the return of the Leave Sky Station.
So we saw as the CC was getting loaded up, we saw a couple of team members going into the living quarters and laying down on those beds. So that was both to get the third-person views from the ship, as well as to transit safely, because you can get bounced around in quantum travel, and you definitely don't want to be anywhere near these loose boxes on the cargo grid, because nobody's stacking against the cargo grid.
I believe now at this point we only have one. When I'm calling KOs, we only have one KO by a cargo box so far, and that was Astromedic. I haven't seen anybody else get knocked out yet, but looking forward to. Hopefully everybody stays safe.
Yeah, and now Ultima Energy also having issues with the ship. Obviously, if you guys know Sigillian, he does a lot of cargo hauling, and I'm pretty sure he's expressing his love, undying love for the C2 right now, trying to get that set up. Now, we've got so Sanguis Luna actually arrived at the station first, but Testris box slingers are ahead in the score. So I think what that means is that Testris was actually able to get the boxes delivered faster than Sanguis Luna. So once you get to the station, you got to unload, and that's a difference of about 80 points. They have the same amount of SCU, but we also see Omega Aerosports getting another 96 SCU. So 3 additional 32 SCU boxes they were able to sneak onto the ship, which puts them up in second place. So we have that. Next is Hexadian Racing. They got 880. So they lost, with 880, if the numbers are correct. So they had one 16 SCU box, or they've been using 16s back and forth to make it a little bit more manageable. But they are only getting 880 delivered. So they had 2 elevators they were loading into, and that's kind of one way you can do it, a divide and conquer strategy.
This is where I go back to what I was talking about earlier, in that when you're at the location, you're on the ground, you can load, you can make something with points. The boxes are going to be, as over the course of a 2-hour race, I have no doubt that the value of the boxes is going to be more valuable than the time. So get the boxes in there, load up your SCU, as you all say, load up your SCUs, and make sure that you are finishing this with the highest quantity you've got, because somebody could be faster than you, you might be faster, but it's never going to be all 3 legs.
And just a quick comment here. We get the race director commentary as far as the total SCU, but that's not exactly when the SCU is delivered. So it could be that that's reported in the back end. We just saw Sanguis Luna with the numbers first, but it might have been that Testris had already had their numbers in. We just didn't get the alert at that time. But they will go back and validate all of these. So the race officials are doing an amazing job, as you all can see live here on the stream. As you can see, these folks are embedded with the teams. They are taking notes of everything that occurs. They're watching the timing. So all of this is going to be verified before the end. We're giving you sort of unofficial results as they progress, but certainly before the official results are announced, which you will see in the NZR Racing Discord and on socials. Before that happens, everything will be verified.
Yeah. Also, Ultima Energy have disqualified themselves. I mean, they had to, because the jump drive just didn't work for Sigillian. That's really sad to see. Really sad.
Yeah,
because
that is unfortunate.
Those guys are awesome. Yeah, wow. Sorry about that, guys. But thanks for coming. Sorry that you got Star Citizens. Yeah, Star Citizen. Yes, that's the only way to put it.
I mean, these things happen, guys. This is an alpha game, and everybody knows here that plays it. Something can go wrong. We have our first yellow. Oh, it's the DNF. Okay.
That's Ultima for DNF. Other incident here. Space Sharks.
Wow, we got a yellow bar? How
start.
did that happen?
Well, you know what? One of the occupational hazards again, stacking boxes outside of the cargo grid. Very likely you might end up getting a ship that, as we're watching right now, the ship is rocking around.
Wow, look at
These
that.
Things are moving.
That's Tetris right there for you. Wow,
Frontier
the struggle is
finishing
real.
736.
Frontier was 736. Okay, so we can see Omega Aerosports with 992 SCU shipped. I mean, that's almost 1,000 on a ship that's designed for 700. You know, rounding down a little bit, but
that's amazing.
I'm going to take a leap of faith here and give a lot of credit to my buddy AC3.
Oh, look at that.
Genius. There's nothing wrong with this. The problem is it could shove the ship. That could actually move things into a place where it pushes somebody through a wall. It could push them right through a wall.
There were some open spaces there. So I think they may just be trying to move these while they're in transit, which is another huge risk, right? This is Thunderwolf. Who are we observing here for Thunderwolf? That is Omega.
Omega Aerosports.
Okay, so maybe that's how they got their 992 SCU. They've got loose on the ramps. You see Smithy with his piloting skill, cruising sideways through this cloud outside of Dudley's and Daughters.
Right, that was interesting.
Oh, they must have tested it. It must have worked for them in the practice runs that
look,
they're doing it.
My buddy AC3, when I started, along with my friend Mr. Jinxie, when we co-founded the Happy Haulers, AC3 was one of our first managers. He's what we call the dock boss. And this is a guy he hauls a lot. He's a very experienced hauler, and I'm betting he's given this team some insights onto how to efficiently move boxes. So that's what I'm going to attribute this to right now. I have no idea if it's true, but it certainly would seem logical to me for somebody who knows both the team and the guy.
Yeah, and Jasper from Omega Aerosports, Jazz the Fox in game, fell off the ramp at the last moment. Oof. So if we hadn't lost the one box. So they are definitely working on a huge amount of inventory that they're pushing. And honestly, with the timing and everything, it was the right move. They're coming up in second place based on that additional cargo being delivered. So the score putting them about 40 or 50 points ahead of Sanguis Luna, who technically I think was arriving there first.
We're still waiting for Phoenix to deliver the load. Ultima has DNF. Space Sharks were a no-show. So one's team is still there in the limbo.
We see cruising sideways, right through, threading the needle.
Goodness, that is so dangerous.
Yeah, the approach is tough. Okay.
Who are
Especially
we watching?
with something like the C2. This is Sanguis Luna.
Oh, I saw.
And for something like this, where you're in such a hazardous area and the C2 doesn't quite have all the maneuverability it used to, it's been nerfed a little bit. So much risk that you collide with something navigating this kind of space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now Sanguis Luna is on their way back from Dudley's and Daughters. They're getting into the Pyro jump gate. They're going to come on to the outside of Stanton, out to the Magnus Gateway, delivering all of that hydrogen. Once they're delivered, they're going to be picking up aluminum from the Magnus Gateway and bringing that over to the Terra Gateway.
I just want to let everybody know we are coming up on 45 minutes here in this race, and this is a great time if you would like to support Anzia Racing for all of the things that they do throughout the year. This has been 2955, one of the most active years in Anzia's history, running all sorts of activities, especially tied to Crux Cup. Please go to anziaracing.com/merch. You can pick up your own racing merchandise, whatever you'd like. There's a huge variety available to you. You can also, if you're watching live on Twitch, you can also drop some bits. You can do subscriptions for yourself so you can enjoy all of the emotes that are available. You can also gift subs out if you want others to enjoy the fun as well. Great way to support Anzia and the many prizes that they put together for all of the racers and the other participants in these events.
That jump gate, just amazing. How many of you guys remember? I mean, it was at the beginning of this year, right? Well, technically, we got 4.0 in PTU before the end of last year. It was in a tech preview build, but how many of you guys remember your first jump through the jump gates here?
Still do.
We all remember it. That was a very significant moment.
What Pedro was able to do with the audio and the music, absolutely stunning. The visuals are second to nothing else in gaming. It is a beautiful way to transverse to very, very distant locations.
I kind of saved it. Like a lot of people, like I was streaming, like come with me. We'll take you through the jump. And I was like, no. I think I had to wait for like a couple of weeks because I was busy and I wasn't able to properly do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, nope. This is a moment I don't want to just waste.
And now we are observing Nox Vardine. Nox is with Hexadian Racing. They're kind of in the middle of the pack. Now, Hexadian, they delivered 880 SCU, so a good amount that was set in. We do see Frontier Consolidated. They had 736 SCU delivered. Phoenix Tri-Industrial is the only team out there who has not yet delivered. But we see there's some good experience ahead of at the top of the leaderboard between Sanguis, Testris, Omega, everybody up at the top three. And those scores are subject to validation with the points for both the SCU as well as bonus points based on your time arriving at each location. So we'll see who is able to manage between three.
Currently, Auric is the only team that has restricted themselves to the cargo grid. They're the only team that has delivered 696 SKU. Everyone else has exceeded that one way or another.
Yeah.
Who's with the Phoenix team from our officials?
With the
That's
Phoenix
Kelsar.
team. Yeah.
Oh,
Kelsar.
Quell. What is the update on those guys? Oh, they're unloading.
Looks
right?
like they're unloading.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're unloading. Yep.
They
Maybe
got
they
their
had jump
their
gate
jump
issues
drive in
as
order.
well.
Yep, they're the same as Ultima. Had to replace the jump drive.
Star Citizen things. Yes, sir.
Yeah, big benefits to running a practice run the night before, having everything set up on your ship and validated. But man, with the patch coming in earlier this week, I will say we got a much more snappy responsiveness with the handheld tractor beams with 4.3.2. So a perfect patch to drop here. But of course, the timing on the patch coming in and just being right near the end, just a couple of days. A lot of folks maybe not having the time to properly outfit as they'd like, and we saw that with with Sigillian and the Ultimate Energy team, and we see Canadian Maverick with the Frontier Consolidated. They seem to be sticking to the cargo grid at least partially here. We see those boxes snap into place. As I say that as they go
As they start dropping and
Hang on
bouncing.
there, Frontier.
I'm gonna just
It's
hold
not
comments
easy,
from now
ladies and
on.
gentlemen.
FCR. Yes.
This is where you play the Crux beam pivot.
Done.
Yeah. And they may just be using the snapping of the cargo grid to get the boxes aligned. That is one way to do it. If you
Looks
can get
like
it perfectly sideways or perfectly down the length of the ship.
It's nice. The scoring board actually says one lap. It's like it should be one station, but we'll just call it one lap.
Get
Sure.
that changed to CPT for checkpoint, but the top
Yeah.
right one is there. We do have it here. We have it here on our
There we
ongoing
go.
race progress leaderboard. How many stations they've done.
Oh yes. Let's see who gets to the second location first, which is gonna be the Magnus Gateway. Who's gonna be there first? What are the scores that are given? Like, what is the exact number that you're awarding for first position, second, third, for arriving
So
at a
there's a
station
flat
first?
250 SCU bonus if you are in first place, and then it's diminishing there based on a formula from the arrival order. So I believe it's like 172 for second place, 118 and so on. Just it slowly diminishes the slower you are in your order of arrival.
We
But
see-
unsecured cargo is king here.
We see Herbie with Test. They are traveling from Pyro Gateway out to Magnus. Now, Magnus is clear out there, way past the Microtech orbit. So
Yeah.
Stanton 4. They're well on their way right now. And then this is Euro Trucker, who
Midway,
is observing
really,
Sanguis Luna. They are actually, looks like they are at the station right now, or very, very close. Yeah, 1 gigameter out. So Sanguis Luna may be in here.
Okay, let's see. Looks pretty cool. Yeah, you can see the team chat. Get ready, Jacodin typing right there. I'll just fly. Get ready.
Communication is so important to this. You've got to be coordinating who's doing what, where are they located. Lots of things have to happen simultaneously for this to be a successful run. So communication is going to be good for these teams. I hope they practiced.
And
Yeah.
here's one thing, Canadian Maverick comes in with some insight. So Canadian Maverick's observing Frontier Consolidated. It sounds like they have a unique strategy with 24 SCU crates. So rather than doing the 32s, you're taking a little bit of size per movement, but we see, at least with Frontier Consolidated, they've got 736 delivered. With 24 SCU crates is interesting. I don't know if it's keeping up with Omega Aerosports on their 992, which, by the way, is a staggering amount of cargo to be shipping in a C2. And I'm definitely somebody who's going to wait up in the pilot's seat in that bridge area for my own personal safety till that stuff's unloaded.
Look at the maneuverability of that. That's Sangosuna for you.
Yeah, that's a turn and
C2
burn.
That's beautifully done. Where are the test squadron? people. Where are they? There they are.
Not far behind, almost at Magnus.
Oh, yes, yes.
Hey, these two teams have been
And
close the whole time
a
so
mega
far.
on the way
Very
too.
cool.
Quite a few
Here's a-
teams.
So we give the points based on who sends the cargo elevator down first, correct?
It's arrival at the station. That's
Arrival
the
at
order
the
that matters.
station.
So when they execute
Okay.
at the station, they get the order point then.
Okay, understood.
And we see Sanguis Luna is officially arrived at the station. Oleg, who's on board with them, so they are passing in through the hangar doors. And the angle here, right? I've done that rear fin approach more than my fair share, and they're gonna pinball in here. I don't know if you've ever played the game Operation, but they probably haven't either. Bouncing off the walls.
They're ready to
Nice.
unload and exit quickly. That's good. They're ready to move out.
Yeah,
I'm
we
really looking
landed,
forward
so-
to helping Anzia plan their first Hull C race. I would love to be a part of that.
Oh.
We're gonna have internal and external loading. It's gonna be a blast. What can you stick to your ship?
Yeah.
Probably
I
the commodities should be couches and stuff. Just the weirdest things that you can attach to the grid.
Well, I will say, for the Red Legion, we've actually incorporated the Hull C as a pit stop during our mining sessions. We use that to sort empty versus full ore pods. We park the Hull C in orbit, so the front of the ship is all the full ore pods. Mining ships come in, they deliver full pods to the front. They just pass towards the back spindles, and the rear-facing spindles have empty ore pods, so they can just drop off, pick up fresh, and go back down, all within orbit without having to go back to the refinery. And then we have a Hull C for the pit stop. We have the Argo raft that then transports 24 pods at a time to the refinery station, puts those in, brings the empties back out, and the process repeats. So
That's the beauty of Star Citizen. You make your own gameplay. You're making your own strategies. Like that's not the intended use of Hull C, but well, that's fair enough.
yeah, we saw that during the Space Dads promo, kind of showcasing some of that logistics.
Yeah, that's clever. Very awesome. I've tried to
Little
do
mech
some
battle
Hull C
here.
missions with some friends, but I've never been able to get it working. Something just always breaks in the game.
Yeah, it's had a rough time since launch, which was really ironic since since CIG was promoting it so heavily when it finally debuted. And they're like, "Look, we have this cool ship. It's finally live," and it has very rarely worked properly since launch, but it's in a better place now.
Something.
My understanding
yeah,
is that it had some issues on the most recent patch as well.
I would always say yes, but I do believe it's improving. I've seen some streamers use it. I've broken it out a couple of times. It's always user examples. Whoa, is that ship bouncing?
Yeah.
Bouncy.
You saw nothing. It's fine.
All right, everything's okay.
They need the C2 to be working just for this race. After that, they will decommission it.
Yes, looks landed.
Everything goes tonight.
Yeah, the
We are
raft.
coming
with
up on the
Hull C.
halfway point of this race. We have got 3 minutes until the 1 hour mark, and we're going to see who's got how many boxes.
And
Yeah,
it's
and
perfectly
test race.
timed. We are pretty much in the
We-
middle of the checkpoints. Sorry about that. So
You see this
please go on.
test race crew? They are just arriving here as well. So they Moon Elise
Push the
working
elevator,
on taking
push the
the
button.
freight elevator down.
Push the button. It's right there in front of you. You can do it. We believe in you.
Go for it. Now, how many of
Yay.
you guys take the shortcut down the ladder? I would say
I do that all
do.
the time. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I do both.
I've started going down ladders backwards to avoid the whole animation and just turning around right at the last minute, so you can kind of catch the ladder on your way down. It seems to be speedier that way, but specifically on the C2.
Ladder functionality drastically changed with the most recent, the
It
second
did.
to last most recent patch 4.3.1. You now have camera views on it. You can jump on mid ladder. It's a huge improvement. I was very excited for that QOL drop.
Yeah. Definitely. And I made it so I was less likely to die when trying to slide down the ladder of my Argo Mole.
How many times have you died in the Asgard climbing down a ladder or going up
I
the ladder?
actually instinctively I wait as I'm going up the ladder. I wait until I see that the guillotine
Hmm.
close. So, or sorry, the guillotine open. I wait until that happens.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
and
died
here we
twice
see
on that.
Thunderwolf, who's with our team Omega Aerosports. That angle is
There.
not ideal.
No, it is not.
For
I was just gonna say they're
Mm,
pretty far back here. That ramp's gonna
they
go
need
almost into that
to,
corner.
yeah, they need to reposition that. They'll, yeah, they're,
maybe they just go for it, right? This is part of the
They're
process
tossing.
Now, Echo might have some understanding here. What's the fuel capacity for total distance traveled here on these vehicles? Right? Are they needing to refuel?
They're absolutely needing to refuel. So let me just pull up some quick information. But they need to refuel at least twice in the race. The capacity of these drives.
All right.
We're going the full distance of Star Citizen, and the C2 is tuned just enough to get across one system. That they're going back and forth there. So let's have a look. We have 253 gigameters of QT range. They do
Yeah.
171 to Pyro. Then they do 204 to back to Stanton. Then they do another 119. It's 495 gigameters total distance. So yeah, definitely once or twice.
At each, basically at each stop. We did see an update here. Phoenix Tri-Industrial Logistics just delivered 896 SCU. So they were the last ones to deliver, but they had more cargo than Auric or Frontier Consolidated. Auric got there earlier with 696 SCU. So they're in 6th place. Frontier Consolidated got there late, but they had 736. Between those, Phoenix with 896 delivered, that actually gets them a bonus placement above those, so getting into 5th place comparatively for the overall score. And yeah, we'll see Omega Aerosports with another 992 SCU shipment. They might be a little bit shy on the next one, but we'll see, because they are right there. I think they were 3rd behind Sanguis and Testris Box Slingers. Those are our only 3 teams at the Magnet Gateway right now, but they're working on getting delivered.
Yeah, 3 teams have completed their 2 checkpoints, and it's very interesting. But that seeing Phoenix right there in the 5th position. But this is all going to change very, very soon, because the Auric and FCR, they will very soon will have 2 checkpoints completed and more cargo delivered.
And you see
Also
they've got
very
that
curious about
rogue
the,
ASD
refueling.
armor.
Where's that? Oh yeah.
There we are.
I'm very curious about the refueling, because these ships are landing typically in locations on the in the hangars where you can't refuel. You really have to be positioned in an interesting placement in order for that refuel to appear. So hopefully none of them are having to reposition and then refuel. Hopefully they can do it while they load and unload.
And that's a full 896 SCU that's being sent down. And this is Team Sanguis Luna Euro Trucker we just saw there. So yeah, Sanguis Luna getting it down first. And of course, the timing is going to be one of the big factors here to get that done. We see Hexadian arriving at station now, getting ready to unload. Team Hexadian with Nox Vardine, who's observing here. They're heading down the elevator now. Nox taking the time to make sure that the workers are doing their thing. We see Argvanos. So Sanguis Luna with 896 delivered.
896, yep.
Perfect. So Nox staying out of the way, letting the folks from Hexadian get down before he goes to observe. The most important thing as a race official is to not get in the way, right?
And to
Let them
stay
do their
safe
work.
and not die. Just don't get crushed by boxes.
Yeah, I feel like race officials are expendable. I'm just kidding.
Hey!
Didn't Astromatic get crushed already? Like that
Yes.
already happened.
Yeah.
I want to give
Fermetta got,
Hexadian Racing best dressed for being in the Morai Racing suit. You've won my heart today. So I hope you get that one.
Hashtag
no,
not
Echo, I'm
fixed.
sorry.
No
They are
extra
improperly
points.
attired. That is not hauler gear.
That's Razor gear. I respect it. But yes, all the gear. Maybe next time.
I'm actually
I don't
really
know.
disappointed.
Is there going to be utility gear in the game? What are your thoughts?
Yeah,
I think
I'm
there
really
is. I think they've
disappointed
got a lot of
that
blue collar options.
there's not as many Grey Cat Errol armor sets going on here. I feel like really with the multi-tools and all that.
True.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I'm just looking like.
But they could also wear the civilian gear since all of this is in hangar. Oh, no. What is it? Deadlies and Daughters? That's on the ground, isn't it?
No, yeah, we're
Everything's
orbital.
the space station.
Everything's in the
Yeah,
space station.
they could be
Everything's
civvies.
okay. Then yeah, they could wear just some of the regular blue collar. They could wear the vests. They could wear the pants, the boots. They could go casual because they're always going to be in an atmosphere.
Yeah, we should definitely have just a fun best dressed team competition as well in the cargo hauling.
The Happy Haulers
like
actually
that,
had
yeah.
official loadouts as part of the org. We had full armor loadouts, and we were working on casuals when I left. But yeah, it's a fun way to just kind of add a little bit extra to. Wait a minute, what just happened with that elevator? Did it close and open?
Omega Aerosports, possible. Just bringing up some stuff. I think they scored just recently.
Okay. Yes, exactly. Arcane Star Drip competition. Love that.
Yeah, we need that. That's a good title.
I would love that. We could do categories and Lens, you and I have a whole other race to plan. Let's do one at a time.
All right. So we see Sanguis Luna. They've got 1792 delivered. We saw another update. Somebody else had 896 or 992 delivered. We'll have to see. So Omega Aerosports, I don't see the total for their delivery yet. They are picking up, and we're going to just see the crazy numbers they're putting in. Auric has arrived. Team Auric now. Just Frontier Consolidated and Phoenix still in transit. So Omega 1024. Yeah, using
Red,
that
where
ramp
did they
space.
put it? Where does that
we-
go? Where does 1024 SKU go on a C2? I own one and I don't know where I would put that.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with the D&D item of legendary rarity called the bag of holding. It just disappears. It's a dimensional space that they've made out of the C2. They've entered a pocket dimension with the bag of holding. So.
It's
I
Jim
believe that was
Carrey's
a-
bag from The Mask.
No. I believe that was a charm in Harry Potter. You could you could make the bag infinite.
Hermione had that.
Who?
You know, I'm just.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna come back with that.
You know, I'm actually
the
surprised
female
you got that one
character.
right.
I know, right?
Hermione. Yeah.
I'm out of everything you've mispronounced today, you get that one right. So
That's the closest
you
you've gotten to a good one. Yeah.
I can even say the spells. Alohomora, Wingardium Leviosa.
Yeah, stick to Hermione. You're fine.
Yeah. So here's what's interesting. On the scoreboard, we see Testris Boxlingers and Sanguis Luna both tied. Tied for score, tied for SCU. So they're positioning here. They've traded first and second.
No,
or second
sir.
and
They are
third.
not tied for score.
22-14.
They
Testris
are.
and Sanguis. Omega's ahead
Yep. All right.
by
You said Sanguis. Oh.
39. Yeah. So Testris and Sanguis are tied right now, both with 1792. Omega Aerosports, 2016 SCU shipped. Holy crap.
They're just gonna win with the number of SCU. I think what happened was the Testris was the first team to reach the first checkpoint, which was the Dudleys and Daughters. So they got the score for getting there first. Sanguis Luna was second, and the opposite of that happened at the Magnus. Sanguis came first, Testris came second, but they are delivering the same amount of cargo. Very interesting. The third one will decide, the third checkpoint.
Yeah.
Terra.
You're gonna have a hard time convincing me that Smithy Pie is not a wizard. Okay. Fitting over 1,000 SCU in there. The whole team from Omega
Amazing.
Aerosports doing great. Now, one thing, Sanguis Luna, we are going to validate placement, timing, and that based on when they get there. It sounds like it's the arrival at station compared to when the orders were shipped down. So this will all be validated before we get to the official racing placements. But positions 1, 2, and 3, it's Omega Aerosports, Tetris Box Slingers, and Sanguis Luna. We'll see what the sudden death is at. Oh, man down.
Workplace injury. They
Still keeping the
might
beam
get,
going.
Yeah,
Still
they
keeping
might
the
get
beam going.
audited. That's it. That's how you do it. That was awesome.
What? Yeah. Expendable.
Everybody's expendable. Wolf is saying watching Omega get all those boxes inside the C2 practically is a work of art.
Yeah.
This is it? Let's have a look. Let's just watch what they're doing.
Yeah, you're going French fry mode here.
Nice. Look at that.
There is no unused space.
No. Ooh, ouch.
Okay, well, okay. That's a human. It's a human.
Wow. They have definitely practiced a lot.
Biological matter is surprisingly flexible. So,
Ragdoll. Look at them sandwiching that one box in there. Look at that.
That's how you know Red is a new parent, because Red has clearly dropped a child. It was like, oh, they lived. Okay, great.
I will admit to nothing. Nothing.
Yeah. Babies bounce, man. It's true.
Yeah. She's only had stitches once, and it was totally her fault. So,
Wow.
Just so you know, you said that live on camera, and now somebody's going to be calling you.
Okay, they're really struggling.
To wedge that box between the elevator and geez.
But you can see on the right side, I think the boxes are, maybe it's the perspective of this angle, but they don't seem aligned properly. They're a bit tight on the inside. I think they're giving up on that.
There's an angle problem. They didn't do these. The boxes are not straight, so they're losing some square footage.
There, yes. You can see now with the top layer, they definitely did not. Well, Omega, this might break it for you. You should definitely have done this properly.
Hexadian Racing with a delivery, Auric with a delivery. So Auric with 696 again coming in for a strict grid placement for the boxes.
They're going with the proper grid placement, but they're still not fast enough.
Exactly. I was just gonna say it's great if you stick to the grid, but that should be buying you time. And unfortunately, it's not for Auric. They're both behind in quantity and in speed, and that is not going to get them into the top 3.
And Omega does not
Team Auric right now from regular citizen as they're getting loaded in.
And Omega, they're not caring about being the first people to be at a station. They're just going for the massive amount of numbers of the cargo.
No. Look at the load. How they're doing this. They're going full horizontal, and that's why they're losing space. They're not maximized. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
But this should be faster, but they're not fast.
Yeah, it's a combination. So getting it going wide here through the cargo grid, you're getting both corners up on the kind of the canted upper level, so it's the placement's going to be a lot more finicky, going wide instead of long in this cargo area. And yeah, they are strictly going through the cargo grid. So that's getting 696. It's low risk, but placement, I think they're just getting edged out based on the other teams doing a little bit quicker. I think Omega Aerosports putting just with 1,000 SCU, like how do you rank that?
Ray gun on your camera right now, ladies and gentlemen. Those were some amazing breakdance moves.
Yeah, that's Nox Vardine we saw with Hexadian Racing, so they're doing their thing. Hexadian, who's turned in, did we get a total from them? They're at 1840 for both. 1840 total SCU shipped. I didn't see how many they got for the second delivery, but they're in 4th place. That we might see with Phoenix Tri-Industrial, Frontier Consolidated both coming in. Frontier only had 736 for their first order. I hope they're going to have more for the next runs. And then Phoenix with 896, on par with what Sanguis and Testris have been able to do. So we'll need to keep an eye on both of those squads as they're getting set up. Frontier's got to
Phoenix
beat
is certainly
Phoenix
when
as
Phoenix
well.
get their next delivery, and Phoenix is going to leapfrog Auric, Team Auric. They're certainly going to go above them by at least 200 to 300 SKUs. So it's going to be a change in ranking.
They have 46
And
minutes to do it. So yeah, it's more about will they
Yeah.
get it done in time, and if they
And
do
here we
well,
see Canadian Maverick with Team Frontier consolidated. They're in transit from Pyro Gateway over to the Magnet
Yep.
Station. So we need to see where Phoenix is at, if they're still out there. So if we have a view from Quelsar with the Phoenix crew. And yeah, a good note, a lot of the C2s are likely stock with the patch removing the TS2 quantum drives. A lot of
Yep.
folks may have lost components.
you needed to
they're
store
both on
those
their way to Magnus
components.
now. That's good.
And if you were a team seriously going into it, you would have spare TS2s. But yeah, a dedication to farm them. Phoenix entering jump point to Stenton. Update from Quelsar. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Kelsar. That's it. Coming over to the other side.
Well, 45 minutes is good enough time to do one delivery from Magnus to
Oh, yeah.
Terra. That will shuffle the order that we are looking at. Omega, Testris, Sanguis, Hexadin, Auric, Phoenix, Frontier, Ultima, and Space Shocks. And I tell you, if Ultima was still there, they would also be in the mix, at least in the midfield. But sadly, the race ended for them way too early.
I think you're right. I think that if Ultima was doing this, certainly with Sigelian's experience, I think they would be contenders. They had some technical problems, and that's what took them out. But I think your prediction would have been right. Ultima would have been a really good contender today.
I think they were pretty quick to leave. They left like within 2 minutes of Sanguis. So yeah, but still, thanks for the participation. We would definitely love to see the numbers grow next year. Definitely counting on Red to come with his own team, and I'll keep pushing more. This is very entertaining. We definitely need more cargo racing in the verse.
Yeah, I hope to see more teams. I hope to see Red Legion in here as more than just sponsors. I hope to see the Happy Haulers in here. I hope to see Space Garden in here. There's a lot of industrial orgs that can participate, and hopefully they're seeing really just how tremendous this race has been so far, and they jump in next year.
Because this is, you see, Papa Juggernaut, and you and Red, you know, this is not as simple as it looks. There's a lot of strategy. This really pushes your cargo skills. This does. Yes, Arkin, you would love to participate, but what you gotta do is you gotta raise a team or find a team and really practice a lot to get this right. This is a very entertaining
bit of a
race.
shake-up.
Very skillful. Okay.
Test is about to arrive at Terra in first place. For arrival.
All right, first place.
There we go. How far is Sanguis
And
Luna at
there's
this
Sanguis
stage?
behind them.
Yep.
They quantum drive, not fast enough. They're pumping the red cruise into it now.
Yep. They should have gone for the green one. Well, there you go.
You know, this is one of the things that I love about this particular race and hauling in general is that we get to use almost every part of Star Citizen to do this. We are exploring in true space fashion. We're utilizing big ships that everybody loves to take a look at and paint and fly. We get to see new parts of all the different systems. Nyx is going to be added to this eventually. Very, very excited for this. This is one of the best parts of what I consider a true and the best available space universe simulator that is available today.
Can we have a look at Omega? I want to see where Omega is right now. Have they left Magnus yet? Are they still loading?
You're
'Cause they have
here with
plenty-
Sanguis Luna.
They have plenty
Just
of
about to
time. You see, if you're Omega, it does not matter where Testris and Sanguis Luna are, because they know they're going to be carrying more load, and they have 42 minutes still to do this. They will just win by numbers. And another very important thing, all the teams had to have the commodities ready to go. So every team they had to buy their own commodities.
Yeah, more prep. Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So this is proper cargo hauling. Just to play this, to be a participant in this race, you have to play Star Citizen. You have to earn the money. You have to have those commodities ready to go, and that is a lot of commodity.
Yeah, definitely. And we've seen with Omega the additional
go.
like 3 or 4 boxes that they've had to pull in to get over 1,000 SCU compared to the 896 versus others. That extra time to get those boxes in, it is a little bit of a time sink to make that happen, but what we've seen, it's definitely worth it based on the bonus points for placement. They're still near the top, so really showing some dominance on the scorecard here, just based on volume and being, not first, but certainly not last.
Red, does this have you reconsidering that 95% approach? Is the extra 5 now worth it?
I think depending, as long as you can do it consistently and reliably, where Omega is really benefiting, I think we saw them close up boxes in the ramp space with the vehicles. It's certainly a risk. You got to make sure all of that cargo gets there, and it's probably something they've practiced more. As long as you can do it without killing your ship, you'll be fine. But like a ship destruction here would be the end of it. That they would be locked in more or less. You would be able to go back and reset potentially, but you've got to have that inventory ready to go, and the additional time to load it. Now, that's not to say that that's going to happen.
Second time. Hang on, this is now the second time that we have seen these elevators not moving when they're expected to. You can tell these guys are trying to engage the system, and the damn lift is just not going down. This is an unfortunate slowdown.
Yeah.
Hang on there, Jess.
They're trying to get out of the ship, isn't it? They're at the location.
And we see Moon Alice with Herbie. They're trying to decide who's pushing the button, I think. I'm not sure.
I don't think Herbie's trying.
There.
I think it's all Alice.
Yeah, Herbie cannot. Herbie cannot interfere. He's the official. He's a passenger in this one.
He's a guest.
So here we see Euro Trucker with Sanguis Luna. So they are landed.
Door closed.
Luna arrives. Test arrives.
Update test elevator has moved.
Oh, look at this.
Sanguis
They're
Luna,
already
close
ready to
behind.
go.
We're down to elevator neck and neck.
Yeah. Now Sanguis Luna looks like they are already offloading.
Oh boy.
Where
one thing I haven't seen yet, and I'm
still landing.
I've tried to look on every team that we've seen. I have not seen team uniforms.
Yes, they're
every
all
person
showing
seems
off
to be
their...
decked out in their own stuff. I haven't even seen a whole lot of color coordination, let alone a uniform.
Who do these people think they are? No respect for the drip, right?
Really? I mean, I think we have a bunch of
Yeah.
losers for the Star Drip competition next year.
Yeah, this is serious, guys. Dress up. As an official, I did dress up.
I dressed up.
Wait a minute. Nox is
I know
saying
PJ
that
dressed
all of Hex is in the Mirai racing suits. I've only seen one. So maybe
Go ahead.
we just need to see the rest of the
Good
team.
job.
But see, those are racing suits. They're disqualified anyway. That's not the hauling uniform.
No, I love them. No, they're good, they're good.
You are a
like them.
minority today, Echo. It's more about hauling today. So yeah, you have plenty of your own races, okay? Just leave
Canadian
this one
Maverick
to
says
us.
he's in a racing suit too. I gotta say, one of my favorite sets was the AV's armor set. We see here they're struggling with the placement of the boxes. There's a wall in the freight elevator, so they're gonna have to send 2 of these down. Maybe get somebody on the back side of that freight elevator to get it placed properly.
Oh, that box just came out? What? All right, let go of the Atlas. Just do this manually. Yep.
Yeah.
Good. Adaptability. That's very important. Just adapt. Just see what you can do.
For anybody who's not typically a hauler, or if you're not familiar with this huge mech that you're seeing that the teams are using, this is the Argo ATLS. Technically, we all call it the Atlas, but is the assisted transport and loading system. This was a new feature added into the game. What do you think? 2 patches ago? A little older than that, maybe?
It was, I think, in 4.2, maybe 4.1.
I think, yeah, maybe
it's
4.1. But
Yeah.
yeah, it can move boxes up to 32 SKU. It is again, you can buy it in game or you can purchase it as a pledge. But it has drastically changed the world of hauling inside Star Citizen. You will find nearly every serious hauler will own at least one of these. And if they're doing it right, they've also painted it with proper colors because there are no less than 4 liveries available for this particular in-game feature.
And
it's a
here
really,
we
really great thing that
see
has changed.
Thunderwolf with Omega Aerosports team. Look at them thread the needle through here. Oh my goodness.
Woo!
They are on a mission. Get this ship landed. Omega coming in 3rd position. Surprisingly few sparks coming off of this vehicle as they make their approach.
But this one I can definitely say this is the Omega C2 Cargo Leviathan arriving with lots of cargo.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this
SC
is a
haulers.
Leviathan. This is it hauls a
Yeah.
lot of things.
Yes.
Nothing like a Leviathan in the game.
No.
Yeah. The Atlas came out in the 3.24 patch when they introduced freight elevators.
Ooh,
And
wow.
it was the
okay.
Geo that came out in 4.1. All right.
And then came the
there you go.
ICT.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna just take a wild guess that they did not mean to clip their vehicle at the front entrance there. Now,
So this is the last
Omega
station.
Aerosports is down. They
That
are
was a beautiful
in
landing.
the elevator.
So this is the last station. They
Yeah.
don't need to position to exit quickly, so they just landed straight away.
Yeah.
Tactical turn. Yep, that's right. I love the remark by Rain in the chat when we were talking about the drip. As close. No. Sorry, that was the Jessie girl. I was talking about Jessie girl. These are hardworking guys, not cheerleaders.
You know, hardworking guys can still wear uniforms. Just
Yeah, uniforms keep people safe.
Oh, I think that remark is about wearing
and-
racing suits.
and sometimes they call them jerseys. You know.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think Frontier's wearing. Oh no, that's Mav. Ignore Mav. I think Frontier's wearing cool blue Harold Grey Cat utility. So see how them go.
This is, you see, I have seen multiple times in all of the races that the players actually dress up to fly their ships. This is one race where you will actually be visible. This was definitely the race where they should have dressed up.
Yes.
We see a Canadian Maverick having a camera seizure moment there.
All right.
Mav. Okay, we can see now, Mav.
They're having a discussion which box should go first. They will probably decide after voting.
Very important.
Definitely not.
The box order.
Definitely not much action happening from this angle. Just deciding. Okay, here comes Nox Verdine with Hex. They're also approaching Terra.
And this is the aluminum delivery from Magnus Gateway to Terra Gateway. So they've already delivered quartz from Terra to Dudley's and Daughters, hydrogen from Dudley's and Daughters to Magnus Gateway, and now for the final leg with these folks from Magnus to Terra with aluminium.
Quick reminder to everybody, Echo, if we can get the prizes brought back up, we are in the final leg here of this particular lap. We've got about 30 minutes left to go. Just as a
server
reminder for
error.
everybody, there are
Server. I
Oh, no.
did not expect to see that. That is happening right now for Hexagon Racing.
Now we do have at least two teams that are on the same shard or at least the same server, so that'll be interesting if that's one of them. But as you can see on screen, we do have different prize packs for this particular race. First prize is the 3 Argo rafts, 3 Argo MPU VTs, and 3 Argo Atlases, one for each team member. Second place is 3 Argo MPUVs, and then 3 Argo Atlases, and then third place 3 Atlases and 3 Max Lifts, one for each team member. So all of our top 3 teams are going to walk out of here with something really cool that will help their future hauling.
Those are really good, relevant prizes for cargo hauling. Good job.
It's fantastic. No, these are great. Absolutely great choices here.
All right, we'll see if they get that server recover. So far, only affecting one team. We got the report there. But yeah, we see those look like 24 SCU boxes. from Test.
There we go.
Um,
Testers,
Yeah.
they're doing a great job. They came back to Crux Cup, did not have good luck in most of the races, but it's very nice to see them just nailing this one. Very happy to see that.
Mhm.
Oh, we're
Echo,
getting
what is
ready.
the oh, sorry, Echo, go ahead.
We could be seeing our first place here.
Yeah. This might be. Let's see how it goes. So
Just,
because there's
briefly.
plenty of time left. So what if Omega comes and delivers more boxes? How does that impact the results? Do they climb up or what?
Sanguis Luna delivers.
Sanguis down.
Luna. They have
Okay.
delivered. We don't have their total yet. Do we? All right. Sanguis
And
Luna with
896.
Another
as
896.
expected. So they're
And
at
Tiz finished just
2688
now.
total SCU
Yeah.
tipped with a score of 3282. I hope you heard that, Papa Juggernaut. And yeah, we got
Excuse.
Omega, Testris, both getting their work done here.
And remember, everybody, if you're watching
Testris
this,
dropped
finishing
as
first
well.
doesn't mean you are first place. It just means you're done. The boxes are what's counting along with the bonus points.
Mm-hmm. And we see Testris with 896 as expected. So Omega has got a chance here. Do we have a view on Omega as they're loading?
Dang, if
That
we
was
can get one. Something's
that
happened
was
to...
Testris
That's
above
right, but here we
Sanguis
go.
Luna.
Up. Almost
Frontier
done as
Right.
well.
consolidated 6.
This is Omega right here with 32 boxes. Looks like a 24.
All right.
Yeah.
Frontier delivered
Frontier,
792 SCU. Good for them. Good for them. They're getting in there.
A little bit
Wait
more
for
than
that
their last
that
one.
total. I think they've been about 792 throughout the day. They had the 24 SCU boxes, as I recall. Hexadian
That
in
that
there.
really helps. Yes. Okay. Yeah, they're just
So
trying
Frontier's
to fit
Frontier's
in.
first load was something like 736, 732, something like that. They didn't
Yeah.
quite get the 7. They didn't get to the almost 8s. So they're going to be slightly behind in the count here.
So we see Frontier and Phoenix Tri-Industrial that don't look like they've gotten to the location
Here
yet.
we
But Frontier
go.
was marked as complete, so we'll have to see.
Here's
Omega-
a past trauma for any haulers out there. Do you remember when you couldn't touch the boxes with 2 different tractor beams?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Could you have
Yeah.
imagined running today's race when that glitch was happening?
We have come a
Phoenix
long
delivering
way.
896. Yeah, the locking out of those boxes, that is terrible. Omega delivering, coming in for third. Let's see their total again.
It hasn't updated yet. I'm
Yeah.
refreshing like
Yeah.
crazy. Like my results. Come on.
Oh, no comment from the race director. He's still counting.
Come on.
What did Omega haul?
What?
Yeah, this is going to be the real showstopper as far as they have 2016 delivered so far. 2,944.
Well, I mean, just do the math now. If all they did was fill the
What?
grid, they would exceed Testris.
So they may
They
have had
have not.
928.
They haven't. The total is 3,301. They,
Okay.
there we go. 928.
928. 928. So they didn't get 1,000 on this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, they
And
are
that's gonna cost them the first
59
position.
points. 59 points
Oh, that's
behind Testris. Those 2 extra boxes would have made the difference,
Yep.
right?
Wow. That was interesting. There we go.
I mean,
Sometimes it
let's all
works
remember
out.
we still have to we got to do some verification. Staff is going to go do their thing. They're going to make sure that all the numbers are correct. They're going to confirm at the end of the race. But the unofficial total right now is that those 2 boxes may have cost Omega first place.
Also, testers were ahead. They reached there faster, and they also nabbed the coming first points. So that also helped them big time.
Now, this is all subject to verification. I know Sanguis Luna, we saw a broadcast that they had arrived earlier. That, of course, between timing of what's going on in the server from the start times, what we're seeing on these Discord views, if there's any delays, which hopefully there shouldn't be, but those will all be validated against the final scores. But we do see some good performance out of our top 3 teams. Each of them averaging, basically 800 to 900 SCU per load, which far exceeds what the C2's normally capable of. So really cramming everything they can. And what an exciting test of logistical skill here. We talk about racing and clean lines and the speed and maneuvering and the balancing out of boost. But what about this, guys? Like, this has been an intense event, and it's all been box moving, right?
Yep. Box is entertaining, and if you were one of the team participants, it's a very different kind of stress and entertainment. Because when Echo was thinking of launching this game, we did the test run with her, Frozen, me, and Fresh was one of our pilot, and it's a very different kind of stress when you are actually one of the participants. But it is very entertaining.
And we still have Hexadian and Auric who are out there. I see Auric and Hexadian that are both on the ground now. I'm not sure who we're watching just yet. Arcanos. Arcanos is going to be from Hexadian.
X, yep.
Or Arcavos. There we go. Auric delivered. And
696.
696. So once again, consistent with the grid and kind of taking a little bit lower risk. All right.
This is great. I think that I think these teams and I think the teams that participate next in the next event, I think they're going to learn from this. This has been a very educational process for everybody. Whole lot of experimentation here, and like we said earlier, a lot of coordination. Lenz was talking about how stressful it is when you are actually a participant in these things. I think this has been a great first time for all of this, and especially for the Star Citizen community as a whole.
Yeah, and I certainly hope there are people in the CIG offices watching, understanding what's going on here, maybe picking some favorite moments or maybe some things that they could help alleviate for next year's event with the Cargo Olympics. But yeah, certainly an interesting test of skill rather than just about speed and time for the laps. It's boxes delivered and time arrived. So
I would love to see a CIG team in this, because even by participating, they will learn a lot. It's a completely different aspect of the game that we are trying to convert into a race. It's very entertaining. I love it.
Great. But that's a great point, Lenz, is that this has been a game loop that CIG has spent a lot of time investing in. They've put a lot of effort into making hauling a thing and freight elevators. And so it would be great to have them participate in these as racers.
Absolutely. They do participate in a lot of, they do come to Crux Cup. Hexadian Racing, 5th. They just submitted their cargo. Let's see what that's the racing suit team.
There we go. Okay, there we go. There's the uniforms right there. They're poorly chosen, but they have a uniform.
All 7 guys. Thank you for dressing up.
Well done.
Hex with 992. So that's gonna move
really
them up.
nice.
There you go, Jacqueline in the chat. I was not expecting hauling cargo to be so competitive and intense. Well, that's what most of the gamers who play Star Citizen do. Like, racing is a minority, but I'm so happy that Anzia Racing embraced cargo hauling. Very happy with this race, or organizing this race. Beautiful.
That box looks askew.
It's fine, PJ. It's fine.
Sorry, I saw nothing. I know.
They don't get any points for the uniforms. They get a lot of appreciation from all of us, and they get talked about.
Yeah, you know, we give them extra shout outs and stuff. That's a commodity worth dressing up for, right?
Yeah, yeah. And the next year, 100%, me and Papa check it out. We can promise you, and even Red, that, well, Red will be a competitor next year.
That'll be
So
Red will be racing.
we are promising you that there will be a Star Drip competition for the haulers. Yes.
And so, just a quick note here: Frontier Consolidated says that they were completed, but it sounded like that was a race timer misclick. They were still at Magnus, trying to make their way over to Terra. So, Frontier Consolidated and Phoenix, that are both still out and about.
Yeah.
Well, we're
waiting for-
watching Kelsar right now. Kelsar is with the Phoenix team, and it looks like they are still loading.
They're loading.
Other teams have unloaded, so there was a delay. Wait a minute. Was Phoenix the team that got server errored? No, they couldn't have. Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
they had that. They Hex had the server error, I reckon, when they were approaching the Terra gateway.
Yes, I think you're right.
Mm-hmm. And
Oh.
you see all the boxes back there getting loaded.
Eric Cage
Remember
is
this?
saying
Whatever.
that NC should do this with the reclaimers. Loading and unloading gets much more interesting. I know what you're talking
I
about, the
think
rear
if-
shoot.
I think if your point, like if your goal is to prove how broken the reclaimer is, absolutely.
Yeah. We'll do a reclaimer and a whole sea race.
Yeah, no,
Oh yeah,
That-
yeah, and yeah,
yeah.
24-hour race and we just wait.
not exactly for a competitive aspect, but certainly for comedic value with the reclaimer. It is not a speed unload situation.
No.
Nope. And then we can also do a atmospheric performance test on the MSR. We could do a number of things with the Corsair. Yes, everything works fine. We saw nothing.
Yep.
Canadian Maverick back in the chat. Which, by the way, guys, for anybody who's viewing this, especially if you're watching the VOD on either Twitch or YouTube, one of the best advantages to watching these things live, make sure you mark these on your calendar. You get to actually talk to the racers and the race officials live in Twitch chat. So definitely make sure you are attending one of these in person, because you're going to get some insights and some commentaries on chat that we're not saying on screen. So it's a lot of fun to actually be part of this community. And again, if you are still wanting to learn more about this and other Anzia events, all you got to do is go to anziaracing.com or check out their Discord.
And
But,
we see the teams
They're still there.
getting the sign off.
There we go. That's not a uniform. That's not a uniform. Doesn't count. Oleg is hanging out with
just-
Sanguislina.
That just tells us you've been doing a lot of FPS gameplay.
Well,
So
I mean, no,
Quellstar's
it-
reporting that the tractor beams
colors.
seem to not be able to lift the aluminum above the first boxes for Team Phoenix. So they're having a struggle with the tractor beams.
So max lift maybe and not Atlas?
It might be a medium lift rather than a max lift.
It's a points for trying lift.
That's it. That's what it is.
Totally.
SRV
All right.
Towing rescue race. Yes. SRV
So-
towing rescue race. Come up with your better ideas for races. Yes.
Looking at our top four positions here. So Testris Box Slingers with 2688 SCU, total score of 3360. Next up is Omega with 2944 shipped, 3301 points. Sanguis Luna with 26. So Sanguis Luna and Testris really getting the same number of boxes delivered each time, but Testris probably getting a couple of bonuses for that, the first position. And of course, this is all going to go to validation afterwards. We may see that change around based on who actually arrived. But 3282 points for Sanguis Luna. Yeah, they are less than 100 points away. So that's going to make a huge difference in those top three positions. Hexadian in third place with 2832, score 3053. Auric, they haven't got their credit yet for the most recent delivery, unless they were doing 696 each, right? So 2088, that puts them in fifth place with 2284 points. Honestly, that's 300 something point deficit per delivery. So the score being about 1,000 low compared to the rest, it makes sense. It's tough because you want to balance safety and speed, but also just cranking as much as you can in there. Phoenix and Frontier both still waiting on their final delivery. So those are the teams we're going to wait and hear from.
We
And,
just were
somebody
having
get-
some demonstrations on the screen that everything is fine in Star Citizen on the camera while we were talking. Also, there are like around 18 or 17 minutes left in the race for Frontier Consolidated and Phoenix to make their third point delivery.
Yeah, and we see the racers there showing the exhaustion.
Very
And
tired.
this is Quelsar with Phoenix. They are in transit. So from Magnus over to Terra for their final leg.
They are approaching. Oh no! Yeah.
Yeah, they're-
Traveling from Magnus to Terra, they've got a long way to go. Not halfway yet on the quantum travel. Yep, that's the Terra. Thanks for the pointer. Quelsar are using the Dune technology.
Mm-hmm. Amazing.
The
17 minutes
spice.
left in the
The
level-
race.
The
That should
spice
be
is
enough
very
time to
thick
unload.
in that part of the interstellar space. Yes, from there to there. Quelsar, the smartest person in the room, just showing us how it's done.
I feel like I need to have Quelsar with his weatherman broadcast saying, the quantum travel conditions are ideal in the center of Stanton today. The stars being very stable. We do expect a couple of pulses over in Pyro, but we managed to get in before those.
Yes, that can definitely be something that he can incorporate in his stream.
Mm-hmm.
Echo has just reminded us we've got just under 15 minutes left in our race.
Yeah, there we go. Do you think they'll make it? How long it's going to take them to get to Terra at this stage?
Probably got another 5 minutes worth of travel.
Yeah.
We're gonna be close.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to.
It counts if
Let's
they
see.
unload.
Well, that's the excitement we're going to have at the end of the race. That's just cargo hauling racing for you. And so where is FCR? Have they reached yet?
They
Here
are
they
also
are.
in transit.
There. Oh, but
Oh, they're close.
okay. Yeah. But
Ah,
Phoenix
just behind.
they're-
Trailing just
yeah.
behind.
Yep. They are flying in the dirty here though, so that's a problem.
That's a long gap to close. They're gonna have to unload very, very quickly. I don't know if they're gonna make it in under 14 minutes.
We got 14 minutes left in the race. SC Haulers with the knowledge in chat. With a TS2, it's a 5-minute, 15-second flight from Magnus to Terra. With a comma, which is the stock, it's 7 minutes. So a minute 45 difference just in transit. So
And then you gotta land, and then you gotta unload, and yep.
mm-hmm.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tight.
Yeah.
I think
And
they
of
can
course-
they can just send a semi-loaded freight elevator down, or do they have to fill up the whole freight elevator before they send it down?
No. They can whatever they can load and drop is what they get credit for.
Yeah, I think they should be watching the time very closely and just load as much as possible and just send it down before the time comes to a close.
All about the points.
Yeah, all the races evolve as we have seen. All the races evolve. The strategies evolve once you participate. So this is the first year that we are running this race. Next year, I promise you will see a lot of different strategies. You'll see Sangus Luna come up with some really advanced tactics, like maybe duct taping the SU boxes on the top of the C2. You will see things next year. Definitely.
I believe you call that Drake tape. That's how they hold
That's
ships together.
the gaffer tape. Yes, the Drake gaffer tape.
Now, here's the question. We've all seen Gray's Shiv. Do you think that comes with a complimentary supply of tape as well? Or do you
Doesn't
think
look
they've
like
upgraded from there?
It is one of the.
I'm not even
the-
sure they used them for construction.
It is one of the most important materials used to create that ship, to manufacture
You think
it.
so? I'm not even sure they got that far. I think it's held together with some.
I
chewing
saw
gum.
I saw cardboards lying in there just between the walkways. So-
I saw a bucket. That's all I'm telling you. I saw.
oh,
a
I've seen the bucket. I've seen the bucket too.
That's what I'm
Use
saying.
the
I don't think
bucket.
there's duct tape. I think that thing is a free roaming bucket. That is a portable toilet, sir. That is a porta potty.
Yep, and just how close these last two teams are. We see Canadian Maverick. He's with Frontier Consolidated. Phoenix, that was ahead with Quelsar. They're just arriving, so just a very slim margin to get unloaded. And yeah, we're still cranking down on that time.
Yeah, I think Phoenix is going to be okay. I think Phoenix is probably going to get the unload done, but Frontier is going to have a challenge.
And we'll just give a shout out as well to all of the participants here. So Phoenix looks like they have officially arrived.
Phoenix has landed.
So they're getting
Phoenix has landed.
Landing now.
Phoenix has landed.
And yeah, what a heartbreaker there for Ultimate Energy with Sigillian. Somebody I've seen do a lot of hauling, and of course having a C2 that was just uncooperative today.
Yeah, I was sad to see that.
It's a great team, and also, I think we should probably give additional recognition. Sigillian's been a big part of the Star Citizen community, appearing at many Bar Citizens, Star Citizens, appearing at many, appearing at Citizen Cons. Created I don't know the full backstory, but certainly the Altama Energy booth, that big display that was created. Just a great member of the Star Citizen community, and also a content creator. You can find them on Twitch.
Yep, and of course, Bite Size Hobbit and his crew actually just had the pleasure of meeting again. I met in Manchester, Citizen Con, originally last year, and then this year, Bite Size actually came out to Salt Lake City. We were hosting one of the CIG watch parties.
Yeah, for Citizen Con.
Yep, and Bite Size was able to join with us, so that was wonderful.
Yep. Now, this is the risk of using the ladder, folks, is when you have this cargo area absolutely stacked the way it's supposed to be to fill the space, that ladder is useless because you cannot get out.
I bet you this person is muttering to themselves right now, just like cursing invectives under their breath, and gotta take the long way around and something.
The cargo hauling jargon. Yep.
Yeah,
it's amazing how many words in the hauler dictionary are spelled with 4 letters.
Mm-hmm.
Shiv, one of them.
It's a pretty similar anthology to what I see mining. If I'm going to be honest,
that's right. Yeah,
and salvage these days.
All industrial. It's the industrial dictionary, has a lot of 4-letter words in it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're seeing these boxes come off now, doing some very interesting levitation moves. Clearly that box is on the gymnastics team for the C2. But that one box has lodged itself in the ramp and is now pushing the entire ship up. Look at this. Ay. Could not close that door fast enough. It looks like there's 2 doors. That is such a weird...
Yeah. Let's have a close-up shot of that, Quelsar. Please, our camera weatherman on the location.
By the way, for anybody who has not yet watched Kelsar live, you can also watch Kelsar do Farming Simulator, probably some space trucking.
I saw him playing Project Zomboid, another one of my guilty pleasures.
Yeah.
Okay, that's supposed to be working. That is working now. Nice. This is cool. The hangar doors haven't even closed and they're already throwing the boxes out.
That's what you got to do, man. Those doors don't mean anything for points.
Yeah, we got just under 10 minutes left. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go through each of the race teams as well as their members and just give a thank you for participating. A lot of folks out here had no idea that cargo hauling could be this exciting. So from Phoenix Tri-Industrial Logistics, we've got Sergeant Griff, Gizmo, Carnage 124. From Omega Aerosports, we've got Smithy Pie, Ace Nightmare, Jazz the Fox. From Hexadian Racing, Arcavos, Naldwax, and Neon 89. Frontier Consolidated with Canned Foods, S4 Sausage, Jersey DV8. You want to take it over, PJ?
Altama Energy, who unfortunately could not finish the race today due to technical problems, that was staffed by Sigelian, Rand Print, and Bite Size Hobbit. Space Sharks, unfortunately, was a no-show on this one. I would love to have seen them with Krusty Sock, Wraithamai, and Sabis Actual. And then we also had Testris, Box Slingers, Renee, Moon Alice. Damn, I almost pulled a lens.
There
Moon
you go.
Alice, and the Midnight Bard, and then finally Sanguis Luna, Jacodin, the Hugh Knightsman, Cyberspawn, and then Auric with Danverous, Unisomnia, and Dawnhawk 14.
The final results are in for the Crux Cup Cargo Olympics 2955. In first place is Team Sanguis Luna, completing all 3 space stations, shipping 2,688 SCU across the verse with a total score, including their bonus arrival times, of 3,360 points. Well done. In second place is Omega Aerosports, completing all 3 stations, shipping 2,944 SCU, and with bonus arrival points of 3,301 points as their total score. Well done. And Testris, Box Slingers, again completing all 3 stations in the competition, shipping 2,688 SCU, with a total score of 3,282. Those are our podium teams. Well done. And to Hexagon Racing, Phoenix Tri-Industrial Logistics, Auric, Frontier Consolidated, Alzheimer, and unfortunately Space Sharks couldn't make it today. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for your interest in the Crux Cup Cargo Olympics. Hope you had fun.
We've done shout outs for the racers. Everybody's turned in. I want to say thank you for the observation officers. We have Quelsar, Astromedic, HMS Thunderwolf, Nox Vardine, Canadian Maverick, Check Leak, Zollner, Herbie, Euro Trucker, Regular Citizen. We also have camera operators, Oleg Lime, providing us, if you guys have been around Enzia, Oleg does great work. We have Echo Bit, one of our broadcast commentators here. Thank you for all the hard work Echo Bit does. She has done a great job organizing this event. We have Lens Nation. You've been hearing Lens Nation, Papa Juggernaut, and Red Monster SC in the commentators booth. And yeah.
It's been fantastic, and I do want to take one final second to thank everybody at CIG for creating the game that we all love to play. You are the reason that we can have these types of events, so thank you very much for what you do. Thank you for your work with Anzia Racing and sponsoring prize pools and everything else that you've done. We appreciate your involvement in the racing community here in Star Citizen and Anzia Racing.
Yeah. So as we wrap up, let's talk about where people can find us. Let's start with PJ.
You can find me on YouTube, Twitch, Discord, Blue Sky, Threads, and Instagram. I try to do not only streamed live content, but I also do virtual photography when I get the inspiration to pretend I have skill. And then I love hanging out in everybody's Discord, learning from people and getting better at the game, to which I fail so miserably. Lens, where do we find you?
I do Star Citizen Machinima. I do Star Citizen artworks of the ships and armor whenever I can. Do some doodle artwork as well. And I love to do shoutcasting. Thanks to everybody in this shoutcasting booth for the amazing company, and especially to all the cargo haulers for just amazing entertainment today.
And I'm Red Monster SC. You can find me here on Twitch as well as at youtube.com/RedMonsterSC. I do industrial content, and I run the Red Legion organization that does mining, salvage, cargo hauling, and participating in these types of events as well. So, Echo Bit, you wanna talk to us about where people can find Anzia Racing and yourself?
I've been your presiding officer, VTuber, professional racer extraordinaire. This has been the Cargo Olympics, our very first one. What an epic organization scale race. Thank you so much everyone for coming. Thank you my commentators, you guys are all beautiful. That was so much fun, and I can't wait to do this again. And maybe with new classes next year. And Nyx is coming! External freight
Yep.
elevators, so much stuff is coming to the game. Look forward to that. Thank you, everyone. We love you very much. And is it
And next year,
Bye-bye, everyone.
next year, just dress up nicely as teams. That's.
Anzia Racing would like to thank the following: